cancel culture is about canceling it.
Up yours. Woke moralists. Up yours.
This is systematic bullying that's happening.
And they believe that
Cocaína.
But it's the wax that the Terminator X spun. Now they got me in a cell cause my records ain't sell. Cause a brother like me said, well,
born like this, it's born like this, immaculate conception. I transform like this, perform like this, which yells you a new weapon. I don't contemplate, I meditate, then off your head. This that puts against the bed. This that I got realness, I just push, cause it's in my DNA. I got millions, I got riches building in my DNA. I got gunk, I got evil that rot inside my DNA. I got off, I got trouble, some heart inside my DNA.
They seem animalistic is what they mean.
No, they're worse than animals.
the woke mob, they ruin everything.
They stopped Ben Shapiro from going to events and speaking. They stopped Ann Coulter from doing it.
I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob.
You never cave to the mob.
We will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
Do you see the final expression of cancel culture in terrorist groups like
We'll see who cancels who.
They want you to comply.
Hello.
Hey. How's it going? Happy Elon Musk and Donald Trump are fighting day.
The chat's in my face. How do we get rid of that?
oh yeah, I guess we shouldn't have
You have
it
to
today.
slap it and then it'll go away. Do a little swap
Oh,
motion.
the other way.
There you go.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So close.
It's motion.
I almost
Yeah.
didn't come today, and then Elon Musk
Same.
tweeted. I'm like, you know what? I gotta come because
Yeah, we got to talk about
You tweeted.
what's on everyone's mind, right? And that is
The
that
one
the
time I'm
Switch
excited
2
for Musk
came
and
out
Trump.
today.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's literally why I almost didn't come today.
That's the biggest news of the day. And also Neo 3 was announced yesterday for PlayStation 3. So,
I saw that. I'm like, Mike must be excited because I suck at that game and I can't play that. But I know you're excited.
I honestly squealed like a little girl. I was so fucking excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
I squealed at the Final Fantasy Tactics
Did you?
remaster, which I've been waiting for a long time. But
There's something.
There's
for
actually a lot of
everyone.
good
It's
stuff
a
in
great
that
time
setup.
to be a gamer.
Can you
Yeah.
talk about what the Switch 2 is like? Does it feel good? Is it comfortable?
it
Better
honestly,
than-
I'll be honest, it feels like a Switch upgrade. Like it doesn't really feel like a new console to me. Like from the interface to
Yeah, same.
the lack of software at launch, like it's really just Mario Kart World in terms of like real exclusives. It like this feels like this could have just been the refresh that they were rumored to do like 2 years ago. That said, software is coming, but it is sort of it's a soft launch. It feels like.
I agree.
Can I ask how much you
Mario
guys got it
Kart's
for?
fun.
Can I ask how much you got? Well, I'm just curious because I know there's tariffs. They were expensive. They're in high demand. You guys got them day launch. They were probably expensive, right?
So they never changed the price based on. Well, I should rephrase that. They launched it at a certain. They announced it at a certain price. The tariffs then hit like the same day. Then they, I believe the accessories went up in price. But actually, the thing people were saying is that you should buy one at launch because the price may go up. Because
That's why I bought one at
we've
launch.
seen every single console launch, the prices have gone up since like PS5. Well, actually, PS5 right now is on a discount because they have like a promotion going on. But before that, PS5 launched like what 5 years ago. So that's gone up in price. Xbox has gone up in price. Switch has, I think, stayed the same largely, or maybe even gone up. But like all these consoles have gone up in price since they've launched, which is the first time that's ever in my lifetime ever happened. They usually go down. So you may actually be saving money by buying one soon as opposed to waiting.
That was my logic. When it first came out, I was talking to David about this actually on like a Instagram DM. I'm like, I think I'm gonna wait until like maybe a little bit later till there's more games, maybe the price drops. I'm like, wait a second, the price is going to go up because of the fucking tariffs, so might as well get it.
Yeah,
I'll get one
hard to know.
eventually. So, yeah.
But I guess we should probably get to the news.
Yeah, enough foreplay, boys. We need to get
the big news of the day.
This news was so annoying to me because I did a video right after. So Trump was like speaking to the media, like talking about Elon and like how he was very disappointed in Elon. I guess we can get to some of those clips. And then Elon on Twitter was like bitching about Trump. I'm like, oh, this is fun and interesting. Let me cover this. This is a fun story, a nice light story. As soon as I hit publish, I check on Twitter. It's like 10 minutes prior. Elon Musk, Trump was in the Epstein files. Why wasn't this tell me this earlier? It could have been in the video. So then I did like a 4-minute live stream because I feel like I had to talk about how wild this is, even though it's not really news. I mean, it's news, but we all kind of assumed.
It's created the biggest schism I've seen on the right in terms of there's now two distinct camps. Like it's split the line down the middle, right? Where half the people, the pundits from Jack Posobiec to Laura Loomer, they're all pledging allegiance to Trump, saying Elon Musk has lost his mind, he's crashing out, Trump's our president, to people on the other side being like, holy shit, I didn't know that he was in the Epstein files. I was like,
of course he was. He's like one of his best friends. Like that. Yeah. That was well documented. He was one of his best friends. Like, obviously.
Well, I think in their echo chambers, they didn't know. That's what I'm starting to get a feel for. Because I remember before the election, I was posting stories where like it just came out through leaked tape that Jeffrey Epstein said he was his best friend. There's logs of the phone calls where Trump was actually calling in between when bookings were taking place for people who were abusing children. Like he's all over this shit. Like he's as bad as Bill Clinton when it comes to like someone who is in the Epstein files. And all the right wingers in the replies would always be like, "That's fake news. It's just Bill Clinton and Bill Gates." And I was like, so you've crafted some bubble that has never been penetrated, I think, until now.
There's literal videos of them together, videos that existed years ago.
They would always
watch old posts about them.
They would always say Trump was like working to take him down, and it was like under.
Yeah,
I mean that's what I would say. I mean,
yes,
that's not what they all believe.
All the crumbs, the storm is coming.
Yeah.
Trump really comes off as somebody who's an upstanding citizen, just working in the best interest of everybody else. Like, how fucking stupid do you have to be to actually believe that? That was definitely a narrative out there, but that seems like a planted narrative that nobody really believed. Because how could you possibly believe that Trump would do anything of the sort to take down someone like that when clear it's just so obvious.
I love how Marjorie Green
remembering the forgotten man, you know.
So have you heard of Marjorie defense of Trump Epstein? She says somebody brought this up before to her on Twitter, and she said something like, no, because Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago when he discovered bad behavior. And it's like, okay, first of all, lay out what the bad behavior is specifically, okay? Second of all, why are you just kicking him out? If this man is a pedophile, why are you just like, okay, bye-bye, I don't want to be associated with you? Like, that's it? You're not gonna do anything else? Also, not gonna take additional action?
Elon dropped like the truth bomb. I was like, what kind of a fucking flex is this? Are you saying you knew he was a pedophile and chose to both work with him?
Yeah, and you worked for him. Exactly. Right. You worked for him knowing this? And you didn't you hid this information from people?
Your kid around him. Like
right. And it's crazy because like to go back to how thick their bubble is, back in I think it was February or March when they released the old Epstein files that were already available. And it was like given to TikTokers or libs of TikTok and other like right-wing influencers. I tweeted out like, hey, have you guys ever wondered like if they're not releasing the files because Trump is part of the Epstein files? And the R-Word Finder account literally quote tweeted me and was like, found one. I'm like, bro, just Google it. It's all out there. Excuse me? So now I feel like...
What are they saying now?
Elon Musk
what are they saying now?
I checked their account. They said nothing about this. Nothing. So, yeah. They're going to have to grapple with the reality of it now because once Elon Musk said it, it's out there in the ether and they can't pretend like they didn't hear it. So, yeah. And then, somebody brought it up in the chat, my reaction to Kanye's tweet, and also Jack Posobiec's tweet. Oh my God. Perfect. Kanye West was like, Bros, no! Stop fighting with a hug emoji. And Jack Posobiec, I don't even know how to describe it. Let me see if I can find it. I think
I've never seen anything where he's talking about like gynophilia and like he's like basically it comes down to people with penises talk directly, people with vaginas talk indirectly. Learn something. It's like that. And you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, this one's awesome.
What the hell?
It's so good.
As you can see, I blocked him. I had to view his tweets to see he even exists still.
I had to unmute Elon Musk today so that way.
So did I. I had muted as well.
Oh, I unblocked him.
What a world we live in.
He's.
I mean, it's funny to see Kanye West have to tell the Nazi and the pedophile to stop fighting. And no, I'm not going to tell you which one is which.
Let me pull up the Jack Posobiec
pull that up.
Because I don't even. I remember it being crazy. I can't restate it without reading it.
And Christine posted it if you want to find it fast.
Here we go. Some of y'all can't handle two high agency males going at it, and it really shows. Oh, okay. This is direct communication, phallocentric, versus indirect communication, gynocentric. I understand you aren't used to it. What the fuck are you on, brother? This is so weird. This is so weird.
Who talks like this?
Who thinks like this?
Yeah, who thinks like this?
He had to find some way to make it seem as if he's above the fray and he's better than everyone else. Charlie Kirk is doing like a little bit of a, I think somebody said he's doing a focus group test, basically asking his audience, whose side are you on? So he can decide which way to pivot. I think Trump's going to come out on top. My hope is that this ends with like Trump sending Elon Musk to Sikot. That would be the funniest shit. Like if we get the video with his head being shaved. Oh my God. I might die of just happiness. I wouldn't be able to survive something like that. Or if Trump drone
We don't live in a world that great.
I mean, no, we don't. Like if I were Elon Musk, I'd be worried, like watching over my shoulder. Trump is unhinged. He knows firsthand. And he could drone strike you at any fucking time. You could be deported. I mean,
deported, I think is the most likely, but that's still unlikely to happen. This I got to say though, I really enjoyed this. Donald Trump on Truth Social. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it.
Into my veins.
Yeah,
if he really does it, there'll be something Trump does that I support. I mean, if he really does it,
right?
Musk has taken $38 billion from the government while he's complaining about government waste and debt and spending. Like
well, that's all these guys though.
The levels of hypocrisy have never been seen before.
Like they obsess over the debt. They obsess over the national debt, and some of them, like I do believe that Musk is a true believer. Like this is a guy who has surface level politics. He just discovered politics like what, a year or two ago at the ripe young age of 50 whatever years old he is. He's easily falls down these rabbit holes. He's easily been propagandized and told what to believe, and I truly do think he's fallen for. I got some blowback about from people, especially on Blue Sky, where they love to fucking wave their finger at you. I was like, I can't believe. Could you imagine doing this all over the national debt? Who the fuck cares about the national debt? And there are people who are like, he doesn't really care about the national debt. Well, I actually think Elon believes that. He's been convinced, because this is what Republicans say to their constituents and get them to believe it. And Elon Musk is just as bright as the dumbest right-wing constituent out there. He believes the national debt is going to harm the country, and in turn, of course, himself.
I don't agree. I think that Trump, what he said in the Oval Office when he was asked about it, that makes much more sense to me, because these men are both transactional purely. So when Trump was saying that Elon Musk was pissed off about not getting his SpaceX shill as the NASA administrator and the EV subsidy getting taken away. So there's real like material harm being done, because I mean if you lose that EV subsidy, Tesla goes down even further. He's trying to save it. So I think that maybe it's partially motivated by the debt. But I think overall, it's Elon Musk not getting every single thing because he feels entitled. He donated like $250,000, so he wants everything. And the fact that Trump isn't listening to him, isn't appointing who he wants, I think I've got to agree with the blue sky people, not to be a contrarian. I feel like that's more.
Fine.
I don't think it's about principle.
We could agree to disagree, but I think Musk doesn't care about the EV subsidy. I think people confuse the EV tax credit. Listen, someone who's buying Tesla is not going to not buy a Tesla because they don't get $7,000 tax credit. They're just not. I'm sorry. The thing that would hurt Musk would be the end of the regulatory carbon credits. That's Tesla's bread and butter, not the EV tax credit. If Trump was to go after that, then I would, that would. Let's put it this way: Tesla was only profitable last quarter because of the carbon credits they sell to other companies, not the EV tax credit. I'm sure he was pissed that Trump wasn't doing everything he wanted, but they were getting on with all this stuff happening, and the final straw was this big beautiful bill, and I don't think it's like strictly just like the national debt hurts the country, but also the fact was that his whole project with Doge was to make a huge dent in that. And the opposite happened. Doge not only did nothing, this year, the U.S. government's going to spend more than ever before. So
I still think Musk won there, though. He still got everything he wanted. He was able.
People
to
were fired, though, right?
Feeding to Grok, he was able to get access to like sensitive information. Big Balls is a household name.
He's got all of our data. Yeah,
he
could probably get the Epstein files right now directly. He has information from like every fucking agency. You know what I mean?
I mean that's one of the concerns, but there's no proof he has that data. There's no proof he has it. Like, it was certainly a concern they had access to it. We don't know if they scraped all that data and put it somewhere else. My assumption is that if they did,
but even if it's not Musk, don't you think that Big Balls, for example, could have easily created like a backdoor channel to just get access even after they're gone? Like, even Elon Musk might not.
For all we know, Big Balls is on a plane on his way to CCOT in El Salvador right now. We have no idea.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I just want to share this. I want to share this meme I saw. This is great. This is Nathan Fielder. The plan: spend millions to get a pedophile elected, then tell everyone he's a pedophile.
This is such a great day on Twitter. The last time I had this much fun on Twitter was when Trump got COVID in 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah. Remember him gasping for air?
I got some people calling me naive in the chat. It's fine. I think
you're not entirely wrong.
I think you got to go with what you know, like what we know. I think a lot of times we veer off into like people could veer off into conspiracy theories on the other side.
It's not a conspiracy theory to think that Elon Musk actually got a victory in the sense that he got in there and he was capable of slashing the budget for programs he doesn't care get funded.
Right,
money for starving children, money for HIV and AIDS for kids in other countries. That is going to result in obviously millions of people getting hurt.
Of course.
Yes, and he's going to face zero consequences for it. I think that's like, and he just walks away. That's an Elon Musk win, right? Like it's a super
and none of that helps his companies in any way. He didn't make anything off of doing that.
Stuff. It's just evil.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, people don't. I think people think that. I think Musk became radicalized, and he's actually the ideologue. Like, I think people are
I don't
being
know.
naive here.
I mean, think about what he did, though. Listen. He went in there and he gutted the agencies that were like investigating and regulating him. Like, those are the first ones he targeted, though. Business. You know what I mean?
Yes, of course. Listen, I'm not saying he didn't do things to take care of himself, obviously.
Steve Bannon calls for Elon Musk to be deported.
I have it's in the chat. Like, there's an actual write-out of how far Steve Bannon wants to take things. It's pretty funny. You should pull it up.
Musk could have just went in there and did whatever necessary to help out his companies. He did a lot more than that he didn't have to do. And that's the stuff that brought about the most hatred for him and ruined him. And if he just, honestly, like, he could have just went in and shut down whatever investigations were into his companies, wiped his hands clean. There would have been some, New York Times articles about it. But at the end of the day, there wouldn't been this like broad Tesla boycott and this absolute destruction of Elon Musk's entire personal brand as much as it was. But no, it was like the park ranger stuff, all his cutting US aid. Like that's the stuff that ruined him. And there was no benefit to him personally. There was nothing that he made off of that. That was him going on his DEI rants and everything.
Mike's right about the other stuff. Like he also like what is it that the agency that came up out after the 2008 financial crash that like has returned $20 million. Yeah, gutting that entire program is a direct benefit to him and his corporations. He did do moves that actually materially benefit him as well.
Yeah, there was like 18 different specific things that he did across, I think, 12 agencies. This is back from when the New York Times first released that report that directly benefited his companies, like gutting the CFPB that was
of course
looking into him, the Labor Department that was investigating complaints about Tesla and unfair and racist labor practices. So it just feels like he's very self-serving. I don't think you're wrong that ideology plays a part, but I think it's minimal. If I had to guess, I mean, we're just speculating, right? But I feel like it's mostly just
this is all. But I mean,
you don't support the AFD, you don't travel there, you don't support Maloney, you don't spend money like trying to push for far right extremism across all of Europe, including the UK as well.
That's
right?
fair.
Like,
that's fair.
That's a good point.
That's fair. Like Trump is actually not an ideologue. He's the opposite of Musk. Trump does whatever benefits him. Trump doesn't care, and you could tell in his actions. Like you'll see sometimes he even slips. He's like, I don't know why my base hates the LGBTQ community so much, but okay, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like he said, he slips with that stuff all the time. I'm not saying he's a good guy. I'm just saying like he just goes with the flow, which makes him a bad guy.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He doesn't care. But Musk has become radicalized. He's a true believer. Look at it this way: what benefit is it of Musk to do what he did today? There is nothing good that'll come out of this for him. He just opened up the end for him. Like if Trump really decides to do what Trump does and get revenge, there goes Musk's everything. And for what? Tweeting about how much he was unhappy with the big beautiful bill. There is nothing Musk gained out of today. Everything he makes is tied up in the government.
He broke the internet. There's that.
I mean, I'm sure that's a big win for him, but it's just going to hurt him.
In light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. Good. And these fucking private-public partnerships.
Yeah.
Maybe just invest into NASA.
Privatize it.
Why are you making Elon Musk money? Like, this is good. Get the fuck out of here.
Mr. President, you want to know what would really make Mr. Musk pissed off or Elon Musk pissed off, Mr. President? Nationalize SpaceX and Tesla. That's public property now. There you go. Yeah. Do it, Mr. President.
They put enough money into it. It's theirs. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. $8 billion.
And if you trip and fall and you hit that drone button, nobody's got to know. You have absolute immunity from the Supreme Court.
Trump is right though. Biden should have done this.
I'm kidding, by the way, in a video game. Sorry.
Biden should have. Like, everything Musk did is because he thought, in terms of the 2024 election, he thought that Biden was going to be the end of him and his companies, all because Biden snubbed him at, like, one of those American-made EV car, like, events Biden held. And the reason he snubbed him was because it was all labor union, worker-made automobiles that were at this event, and Tesla's non-union. And that was Musk's entire basis for hating Biden and the administration and the Democratic Party. In reality, the Biden administration was giving Musk's companies money hand over foot. Like we got Starlink rose to prominence during the Biden administration. Starlink is what makes SpaceX their money. Like, yes, they get the government contracts, but they needed some sort of consumer-facing product to ensure that money continues to roll in. So in case that one customer, the U.S. government, decides to cut some of those costs or pull back, they were screwed. SpaceX is now set thanks to Starlink, and we're all living in this future where Elon Musk and his SpaceX company basically controls internet satellite, and that's a global thing. It's not like it just stays in the United States. Like, this should not have been enabled to happen. This should not have happened, and there should have been tight regulations here. There should not have been one company. Honestly, there shouldn't have been any company controlling the satellites. If you ask me, the government NASA should have sent those satellites out there, and companies should have paid the U.S. government to use them to sell their services or something like that. If the U.S. government didn't want to ideally offer this to people directly. But no, we have this situation where we are now dependent on Elon Musk and SpaceX. And this is thanks to Obama, too. People should know this. It was under Obama that they decided to stop having NASA lead the charge and have private companies come in and take over space travel. And NASA would just basically fund these companies and rely on them. This was a huge mistake. It was a huge mistake, and no one's going to deal with it. And maybe Trump will accidentally deal with it in a revenge plot against Elon Musk.
Look at that money.
That's crazy.
Going back to 2003. I'm not sure what 2003 was.
King of
PayPal?
welfare queens.
But whatever.
Yeah.
Look at that. Crazy amount of money. And then on top of that, he was being his companies were being multiple investigations into labor violations. I got to bring the article up, but all this money being given by the U.S. government while he's also being investigated, while his companies are also being investigated for malpractice. It's just an insane situation. In any other case, these kinds of companies violating these sorts of laws would not be continuing to receive government money as they are under investigation.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got to pay that back.
Trump
I hope he keeps digging. He keeps tweeting. If you look at his timeline, woo.
Honestly, if someone in the Trump administration is wondering how to deal with Musk, it's very simple. Obviously, you cancel the U.S. government contracts with SpaceX.
Yes.
You cut off Starlink. You end that bullshit. When it comes to Tesla, the EV tax credit means nothing. It really doesn't. Musk has said, and I believe him because he said it many times, even before this was an issue, even before Donald Trump, that the EV tax, it doesn't benefit Tesla anymore. It did in the beginning, but Tesla's already the #1 EV car company in the U.S. The tax credit does not incentivize people to buying a Tesla. People who are Tesla buyers are going to buy a Tesla no matter what.
Are they still #1?
In the U.S., yes. Yeah, of course, in the U.S. In Europe, they're not anymore. In Europe, they're done. But in the U.S.,
they also don't.
It's like they don't even sell it all.
They also don't even make the best EVs anymore. No. They were first to market, and now the other actual car companies who actually care about quality are well ahead of where Tesla is.
Right. Yeah, but what drives Tesla's profits is the regulatory carbon credits. Those are the credits that Musk and company receive from the government when they sell their vehicles because they don't put out emissions. And with those carbon credits, they receive for free. The government gives it to them. And then in turn, they sell those credits to other companies who do put out emissions so they can claim that they do not put out emissions because they buy the carbon credits. It is a racket. It is a scam. It's pure profit for Tesla. It's 100% profit. They get it for free from the government, and in turn they sell it to other companies, and other companies pay Tesla to then pollute and then claim they're not polluting because they bought the carbon credits, which makes it look like they've offset their emissions. The entire thing is a scam. Tesla last quarter only was profitable because of selling those carbon credits. That is the punishment that would end the Tesla racket for Musk. And that's not what Trump has talked about cutting. If they really want to go after Musk and Tesla, that is what you go after. Musk does not care about the EV tax credits.
I'm curious. There's another dimension to this, and there's the podcast bros, like the Rogans. Somebody brought this up in the chat as well. Was it? Let's see. I'm not sure who said it. Let me pull it up really quick. It was a good super chat, actually.
So I just want to share this before we moved on. These are
go ahead.
His company's being targeted in the last 20 recent investigations. His companies have been targeted in the last in at least 20 recent investigations or reviews, including over the safety of his Tesla cars and the environmental damage caused by his rockets. So all of this crap, while apparently there were also a lot of firings in many of these departments, while Elon Musk was close to the White House, that potentially may have had some impact on some of these investigations. Like, I haven't kept up in if these are still going on, if they're still looking into like these OSHA violations or whatnot, but it's wild, the amount of money and corruption happening at the same time. But,
yeah. I mean,
it's a conflict of interest that is just going on in broad daylight. It's shameless corruption, honestly.
It would be really funny if Trump just all of a sudden posted on Truth Social like in the next couple of hours, like, well, I've been looking into Jeff Bezos's Blue Horizon. They've made some great technological leaps. NASA's just decided we're going with them for their space needs. We no longer need SpaceX.
This is a little bit unrelated, but there's some additional tea. Apparently, Elon Musk unfollowed Stephen Miller, and rumor has it that Stephen Miller is left-handed, and the bruise was on Elon Musk's right side. So if you're left-handed, you would have punched him on the right. So it lines up that Stephen Miller could have punched Elon Musk in the eye. We don't know. That's just a little bit of speculation. But the fact that he now unfollowed Stephen Miller after poaching his wife is, I mean, there's something there, and I want to know what's happening. I need to know more.
Wait, who poached whose wife? Well, I didn't know about this. Wait, what?
You didn't hear about this?
Stephen Miller's wife left.
This is such a good.
Stephen Miller's wife left the administration to go work directly for Elon Musk.
Oh my God!
Is that not wild?
So there's rumors that there could be something going on there. You know, don't forget what Ashley St. Clair has shared. What she was offered by Musk to have the baby. She was offered $15 million and $100,000 a month to be hush hush about carrying Elon Musk's child and never sharing who the father was. That's, you know, some people. Listen, if I was a woman, I would consider that.
I was wondering how like Satan and Satan 2 could hate each other so much, and I guess that would make sense. Like the fair. Like,
as long as we didn't actually have to have intercourse and we could just do IVF, I would. If I was a woman, I would have Elon Musk's child for $15 million flat, and then $100,000 a month for the rest of the child's life. I would absolutely. Absolutely.
No,
I can't lie. I would consider.
Can't bring someone into this world with that fucking demon as his father.
I would absolutely. I totally understand those people who do that. I don't get the people who fall in love with him. I don't get like Grimes and Ashley St. Clair who thought they were actually gonna fall in love and have a life together. That I don't get. He's gross.
They thought they could fix him and they wanted to. I guess. How weird and disgusting.
But for $15 million, I would carry Musk's. I'm so I gotta have sex with him.
Well, apparently a lot of them don't have sex with them. It's all like IVF.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but you don't want to bring a life into this world based on greed. Like, that's just, then you're damning yourself. Like, they will invent hell for you. To be put in.
But you can give that baby such a good life
you want to get rich.
50 mil.
Those poor children.
Yeah, it is gross. It is gross.
So some people just want a kid, and they don't want to do the whole. You know, they don't want to.
Yeah, but you're making Elon Musk be their dad. That's the fucked up.
Well,
like, no.
he doesn't want anything to do with them, so it's not really.
That's true.
But it's his DNA. No,
right?
No.
You're also
his oldest daughter. His oldest daughter is just fine, and all. It's all because she wasn't raised by him, and she seems to be like a great person. I don't think.
No, I'm not saying that that kids are damned, but it is shitty for them to have their dad be this horrible fucking person, and you know that at this time. Like, it's one thing, 20 years ago, Elon Musk wasn't who he is now. But if you're doing this now,
listen, if you were to tell, if I was to find out that Elon Musk was my father, and I did not have any contact with him, but I had $15 million in the bank, I would say, "Thank you, Mom."
I guess there's different perspectives.
I will say I am worried about this spat between Musk and Miller in particular, because Stephen Miller, I feel like, has an outsized amount of power. You know, he's more than just an advisor to Donald Trump. There's rumors that he's running the State Department, or the Justice Department, excuse me, for Pam Bondi and whatnot. So if Musk like takes his wife, cucks him, and Stephen Miller gets pissed, like, we could all suffer for his bad day theoretically, right? Like he can I don't know, he already's talking about the suspending habeas corpus. So there's things that he can do to make us all pay if Elon Musk fucks around. So I feel like even though it's fun and I'm enjoying the show, there is potential that we all could become collateral damage.
But wouldn't he do it to hurt? Wouldn't he do something to hurt Musk? Like, why would he get off in this situation? Why would he get off on hurting innocent people? Like, you think he would do something like, maybe now he's for a wealth tax? Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe that's the direction he should be going in. Is how can I inflict the most amount of pain on Elon Musk? And that's to have a wealth tax and to
I guess I'm thinking
cancel his
more
government contracts.
No, and that's possible as well. Well, it's not impossible, but like I'm thinking more along the lines of like Stephen Miller being somebody who takes his problems to work. You know, you don't leave it at the door, and so you're angry all day, and so like Trump's like, what do we do about the situation? And he's just like, nuke him. You know, just like that's a very extreme example, but
I guess that's possible.
You saw that report where Stephen Miller lost his mind when he heard that ICE was focusing on undocumented immigrants with criminal records. I forgot who published the article.
Oh yeah, I heard about that, Matt.
But he had a fucking like tantrum when he heard that ICE was going after undocumented immigrants with criminal records, and he started screaming, just go to fucking Home Depot and pick up everyone there.
7-Eleven.
Just deport them as quickly as possible. Like, he was getting pissed that they were focusing on people with criminal records and not just like people trying to provide for their families by doing the right thing.
Right. Just dangerous.
It's hard to rank the evil in the administration because that is gross.
Right. That's why if Stephen Miller did give Musk that black eye, I hope Stephen Miller broke every bone in his hand when he connected with Musk's face.
Yeah.
I said a while ago, though, that like, you know, because of how feckless the Democrats are, and you can just see that with like, you know, the Taco Trump stuff and everything Chuck Schumer's doing, the only real effective resistance to this like rise of fascism in the US is infighting and hatred. That seems
right.
Like that seems to be the quickest thing that'll destroy them, is they all also hate each other.
Yeah.
The call was coming from within the House. The fascists are better resistors of fascism than Democrats in the House. Fucking amazing.
You know, it is interesting that Trump didn't start this one. That's what's really interesting to me. Every single time there's been a falling out, it's Trump got sick of someone and he went off on them, and then they would go to the press and spill the beans. Trump was, and I was saying this up until, you know, I said, we'll see what happens. But first of all, I didn't believe, and I think reporting came out afterwards where that was correct, that Musk was actually leaving the administration. He was stepping back from the position technically in order to save his companies, but he was still had the ins there, and he still was providing, his opinion, and to get that direct line there. But until Musk exploded today, Trump was being very cordial about Musk, and in fact was still saying nice things about him. I think the other day he called him a patriot or something.
I thought you were going to say he called him a pedophile. Just like after the Epstein shit, my mind is like.
Oh, right. No, he called Musk was the one who couldn't take it anymore.
In the background.
Yeah.
Did you see someone say that this is like the Kendrick versus Drake beef, except it's Drake versus Drake? I was like, that's so true.
That's pretty funny.
To go back to that super chat that somebody asked about the Rogan world, I am curious what people are going to do, because for months now, the podcast sphere has been dick riding both Trump and Musk. So how are they gonna thread that needle? Because they can't really go against Daddy Trump because he is the anchor of the modern day fascist movement. But Elon Musk is now just kind of like an out and proud Nazi, and they like that too. Like, I don't know how they're gonna respond. I feel like they're gonna fucking their heads are gonna implode. This might be too much for them because they're not just principled. They're not gonna take a position that aligns with some ideology. It's gonna be about loyalty. So I feel like they're probably gonna have to just default to Donald Trump. But then again,
I was shocked. I was shocked to see under Donald Trump's Truth Social posts, some of the top replies were like, Mr. President, why are you doing this to your best friend and ally?
Really?
Stop it this instant. Stop it.
Damn.
You must make up. Stop it. Leave Musk alone. I was shocked.
Okay.
I'm surprised. Musk might be the only one who might cause some real strife in the minds of MAGA.
I didn't know he had that much clout still. Okay.
Well, because he saved Twitter, don't forget. And these people are so fucking online because their kids won't talk to them anymore. They got nothing else to do.
Did
he really?
Well, he just posted Elon 2028, and then some other things that wow, didn't know about the Epstein files or something like that. And you're just like, oh, there's a schism happening. There's a break.
Hey, Ian Miles Chung chose Elon Musk too.
That's true, but that's for very obvious boot sucking reasons, right?
Right. Trump doesn't pay. Musk does.
Yeah. Musk does.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
Musk called for Trump's impeachment. It's based on an Ian Miles Chung post. He's actually said that he wants Trump to be impeached now. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple of different conspiracy theories that we could think of. Maybe they actually are best friends behind the scenes, and they're putting on a really flamboyant show for Pride because they do celebrate. Or there's this theory from Dinesh D'Souza. Hang on. Oh my God, it's making me reshare again. God damn it. You're ruining my presentation, StreamYard. Okay. There's this where Dinesh D'Souza says, is this some sort of perverse scheme to force the release of the Epstein files? How great would it be to have a horde of bad guys publicly exposed? Then Trump and Elon break out the champagne. Elon says, told you I could get Democrats to scream for that list. Laughter. Bro.
What are these worlds these people are inventing for themselves? This is so bizarre.
How many likes does that tweet? How many likes did that tweet have?
This is a screenshot, but it's 54K views. I'm not sure. Let me not scroll on Twitter, but I'll find it and see.
What the hell?
That
people
is
are ill. I mean, I guess that was already obvious, but it's like they're so distressed that they have to create their own realities within their own realities. They already live in a different reality. Now they're creating. This is like Inception for the right. It's like multiple realities of.
Did you see that Cenk is taking credit for today?
What?
Cenk is taking credit for it?
I just saw this tweet. It says, to my friends on the left who said that no one in Trump's circle would ever disagree with one another, what happened now? Elon and Trump are at each other's throats. Tucker Carlson and Mark Levin are in a fight to the death, and Bongino is even fighting himself on the Epstein files.
Who didn't predict Elon Musk and Trump having this fight? We all fucking said this was going to happen.
What is
victory?
Can you pull this tweet up so I can actually see it? I need to be able to am I missing something?
Oh my God.
This is what everyone predicted.
He's so embarrassing.
By the way,
like one of the most
6.7K
embarrassing
likes
people
on
that
the
exist.
D'Souza. Yeah, seriously. Brain damage shit. I don't know if you heard me. The Dinesh D'Souza tweet has 6.7K likes. So
okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
That's mostly bots, I'm guessing.
Yeah. God, Cenk, what the fuck, man? I was right. Shut the fuck up, man.
He always strawmans the left. It's always they always call me Nazis, but not a single one has. And no one on the left said they're not going to fight. We all said that's the only hope is that they all fight each other.
Everyone in the world said this was going to happen at some point. We should know how it was going to happen. To my friends on the left who said that no one in Trump's circle would ever disagree with one another. What happened now? Elon and Trump are at each other's throats. Tucker Carlson and Mark Levine are in a fight to the death. Bongino is even fighting himself on the Epstein files. Oh my God!
What is he talking about?
What do the replies say? I'm curious.
The Trump administration is known for petty infighting and unable to Like literally, they set out to fucking end Obamacare last time around, and they couldn't do it because of the infighting within the party and the Trump administration. Like they're infamous for not being able to accomplish what they want to do because of the infighting. What is?
He's so high in his own supply. God damn.
You lefties never thought they'd ever fight.
The left said this would never happen.
He does this. I watched it. Did you see his interview on CBC, Lance? Because he was in Vancouver recently, wasn't he? Oh my god, he did the same thing where he makes up some. He does some straw man. Where like the left was saying this. No, we weren't saying that at all. And then he has to he fights this straw man. It's just this is shit he does all the fucking time. Like he puts words in people's mouth, things that they never said. And then he's like, see, I was right. No one ever said that. It's just like,
oh wait, this one's amazing. Hold on. This is from Jenk too. Hold on. If you think the Trump Elon fight is big, wait until Elon Musk mentions Israel. I don't know if he has big enough balls to do that, but now we're at least finally talking about the real reasons the Epstein files haven't been released. What has enough power to stop both parties? You think Elon Musk is to stand up to Israel? You mean the country where he flew over to gargle Netanyahu is nuts? I mean, are you kidding me?
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Yep. I don't know how his brain gets there. That's wild. But it's the thing with how the Democrats took credit for Elon Musk stepping down. I feel this is kind of similar in that, right? Where they posted that thing where bye-bye, na and all this stuff. I was like, you have done nothing. You can't take credit for this shit. It's the same thing right now. People are taking credit for AOC's endorsement of Zoranis and the pressure worked. I was like, I'm pretty sure she was planning to time the release of when she was going to endorse him rather than you specifically. Everyone likes to POV themselves and become the main character and be like, oh, I'm really happy that I'm responsible for doing this.
I didn't even see that reaction, but it doesn't surprise me at all. Of course they're taking credit. The best time to endorse somebody as somebody who has a big platform is right when the votes happen. That's the best time to do it. Why would she even it made an endorsement months ago? What would the point of it be? It's just there's so much stupidity in the world, but especially on social media, that I'm rarely even on Twitter now. I'll go on there to post things, okay, like share a link or something, but
yeah,
I retweet a lot.
Don't read the replies because they're too Nazi filled.
No,
yeah, it's you'll be scrolling on Twitter and it's just swastika, Nazi, some racism, homophobia, titties,
a conspiracy theory. Yeah. Garfield with titties, doing 9/11, anti-Semitic,
more anti-vaccine stuff, COVID vaccine trutherism. A dick, and then you grow it's just Twitter is so unhinged.
Yeah,
nobody should be on it. I rarely go on it anymore.
Just all of Twitter, all the Nazis on Twitter were fighting each other the other day because they all fell for an AI video of a kangaroo, and they all got so mad that they fell for it, and then they were getting mad at each other. It's you're gay. No, you're gay. You're so gay. You fell for it.
I didn't see them.
What is this space on the internet?
Oh, is it that Australian AI kangaroo video?
The Australian kangaroo.
Get
on the airline was an AI video, but no one knew.
They got pissed off about that?
They got pissed off that they fell, and then other people were mad that people were mad about falling for it. They're this is why AI technology is beautiful. What are you saying? You're gay.
All you had to do was listen to the video. And they're just it's just a bunch of Aussie gibberish. It's these are not people.
They sound like that anyway, David. No. So hearing the audio didn't convince me. I'm they're just making Australian noises. There's birds chirping. I don't know what the fuck they're saying.
I mean, I could definitely see ignorant right wingers falling for that for sure. Not knowing that this is not a real thing.
Yeah. They're not able to pick up on the subtleties like we are.
Yeah.
I think they're much more prone to AI.
They're just speaking Australian. That's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Australian language. Yeah. They're why it's why they're on Facebook predominantly. Well, I don't know if that's still the case, but they're on Facebook, and Facebook is just AI slop. I love Australians. I was just kidding. I make fun of English people too, and Americans mostly. But yeah, it's just AI slop on Facebook. It's fake movie posters. It's and I've seen this 100 times, and I don't go on Facebook that often, but I'll go on, and it's like Stranger Things season 5, and it's just like an AI version of the kids, but they're all 80, and it's just like gets so much fucking traction.
All I had to do was log into Facebook, and so on my Rational National page, I don't follow anybody, so it's just like this is what the feed. This is just the basic feed that shows up in Facebook if you don't follow anybody. The first thing that pops up. NFL bombshell. Elon Musk says if the Winnipeg Jets don't partner with Tesla, which is a hockey team, how is that NFL? He will ban Jets players and Canadians from buying Tesla cars in the future.
Nope.
Like what? This is all. That's. I bet I could keep scrolling and find more. Like it's just. This is all.
Wait, do me a favor. Click one of those pages.
Winnipeg Jets Nation. Like this is.
Pull it up on the screen.
This is a hockey page. Why would they be posting this?
Pull it up on the screen. I want to show everyone something really cool. They could know right away, so they could see what's going on here.
Is it the spelling
I know
mistake?
exactly what's going to happen. Click the about button. Go to page transparency. Click see all. Look at where the people who run the page live.
That was a neat magic trick.
Wow.
Well done.
Not a single person in Canada.
That's amazing. For Winnipeg Jets Nation, Vietnam, Philippines.
I'm actually shocked to see a United States one there because most of those I look and it's all Vietnam, Philippines.
You don't know.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
There's a little tip for everyone to know exactly what's going on whenever there's a page that looks suspect to you. And you wanna make sure it's like a clickbait scam, so that they just want people to click through, so they make some money off of ads. This is how you find out.
I feel like all I have to do is look at the post, but if anyone's confused by these AI posts, that's a good tip.
And what's one fun game to play on Facebook is you just open up a random message that you get from somebody and see what it says. You never know what the fuck that message is going to say. I get messages in my inbox constantly and I never look, but sometimes it'll show the preview and it's just like some wild fucking shit. Like being gay is a sin. Or it's like communists will be burned or some shit. I'm like, God damn. Like, first of all, I'm not going to read these messages unless it's like for a video to like shit on you. But the fact that they go out of their way and they see a video on Facebook and they're like, I'm going to talk to this young man and call him the absolute. Like, what the fuck, man? Just like, go watch Perry Mason. What are you doing on Facebook? It's so weird. Like, let me just pull up a random message and see.
He's going to burn in hell. I don't think he knows. If he only knew.
Yeah. Okay, 20 messages from this person here. I'm not going to say their name or anything like that.
You're not Ethan Klein.
Let me. I'm not going to dox regular people. You reap what you sow. One of 20 messages. Jesus, I mean that's a lot of messages to send to me. I'm not gonna look at all this. And I love so much that like I have like an automated thing on my Facebook that says thank you so much for reaching out. Due to a high volume of messages, I may not be able to respond, but I try to read them, which I don't anymore. But like they start arguing with that, and they think that I'm faking it. Like I've seen people go back and forth with my automated message again and again. Thinking that I'm trolling them, but I'm responding, and they're arguing with the fucking automated, like an answering machine. What is wrong with you people on Facebook?
No, they're special. It's crazy.
They really are.
I wanted to ask you this, Binder. I don't know if you saw. Did you see that Alex Jones basically sold out his entire life's work to basically glaze Palantir? Because that information came out recently. Yeah, like recently it just came out that Palantir, like AI software, is going to be essentially used to track all social media usage of Americans the same way that they've been using that tech in other parts of the world. And it like their proposal is horrifying, by the way. It's everything from like accumulating every social media post every citizen has ever made, including in Discord, forums, Reddit, and then using it to track whether or not they are potentially terrorists or are extremists and stuff like that. And you'd think that was like that's literally what Alex Jones has dedicated his life to, is saying that there's going to eventually be shadowy elites combining with advanced technology to track and monitor the citizens of Earth, right? And then as soon as this comes out, he was saying that like Palantir is not that bad actually, because they're trying to get illegal aliens and Trump. Yeah, and it's pro-Trump, so it's good. And I was like, that's insane. That's literally your life's work being thrown out the toilet because Trump's involved. But I don't know if you knew about the.
I heard about it. I covered the Palantir thing. I heard about the Alex Jones thing, but I didn't watch it. You want to pull it up? Do we want to watch it? Because it's sounds pretty funny.
Yeah. I'll show you the clip.
Oh, we got someone who's I hear someone's on the line here. Do we add her, or is she gonna add herself? There we go.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hello, Rebecca.
Hey.
Hey guys, what's
How's
up?
it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing
Happy for
wonderful
one.
today. Yeah.
What did I miss? I know
Finally
you
some
guys were
good
talking about Elon for the last hour. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
That's
You know us
true.
so well.
It was gay Christmas, so we need to rip into
Yeah.
Actually, we didn't get to it yet. They've just been talking about Nintendo Switch 2 for the past hour.
I know you guys
wish.
probably covered everything because I missed a lot earlier. It was a lot of just back and forth, I guess, tweets and things like that.
Mhm.
I don't know what like the bombshell things are, but I do know that it's been really like I think we said that this was coming. Well, I know that we said that this was coming, but for it to happen so soon, I think it's so interesting. I don't know what to make.
Yeah.
For me, it's
I
how
thought
it's-
it would take
for
at
me, it's
least
how
a
it
little bit
happened.
longer. True. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not surprised that this happened, but I didn't.
I mean,
expect
in the
it.
past, Elon Musk has just randomly called people pedo guys before, so that seems to be his card. This is what he likes to do.
He likes working for him though, so I guess that works.
Yeah, I know.
Trump can use that. Yeah, Trump could be like he calls other people pedophiles, so this Epstein thing is fake news, and his supporters will believe it. Probably, I don't know.
I think I saw something about I don't know if you guys talk about this one. Just maybe an hour ago, Fox News host was trying to, I guess, in defense of Donald Trump, he was like, said something along the lines of, like, why would, to Elon, I guess, like, why would you want somebody who's a pedophile to be, around you? I think he was talking about Donald Trump, and it was given like, oh, okay, so you know that Donald Trump is a dirty man. Like, it's funny to see how all the right wing
kid around him.
Yeah, it's funny to see how all the right wing news, companies are scrambling to try to defend Donald Trump, and they're not effective. They're covering stories that got nothing to do with nothing, and everything is baseless. They don't want to really hone in on the claims from Elon, and it's a sight to see. Just all in 24 hours, and then I know that everybody went over to the ghetto, Twitter, X, to follow, what was happening. It was like Real Housewives, and to see that this is our leadership and this is what's happening, and it's like the main news, but they're being so catty with each other. Just a week ago, everything was all good when genocide was happening to Afrikaners, right? It was all great. It was all good, and look how things change. Look how things change.
Yeah, those Afrikaners are on their way to an El Salvadorian prison right now.
As they should, for making up white genocide.
Yeah. I love that they're gonna make us anti-immigrant, but in a very narrow circumstance. Just white South Africans and especially Elon Musk. But we haven't talked about the liberals.
Okay.
I saw a liberal response to this, and I have to read it for you. It's oh my god, it's amazing. So this is from Matthew Iglesias. Very smart man, if you all have never heard of him. He says, I feel like Jeffries and Schumer should give Elon Musk a call and tell him about the Democratic Party's longstanding interest in electric cars, solar panels, space exploration, and balanced deficit reduction. I don't know that it played a major causal role or anything, but holding an EV summit at the White House and not inviting Tesla was genuinely one of the most brain-dead political ideas of all time. Bro.
I thought it was fantastic. It was my favorite thing the Trump Biden administration ever did. I mean, I love the idea of, you see that guy over there, the most unpopular man in America, the one who the Trump administration wanted to no longer be associated with because his unfavorables were so high. Yeah, we got to tie ourselves to that guy. We want him on our team.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like an avowed, now at this point, white supremacist. Everyone knows how shitty he is. He spent the last year funding and promoting some of the most far-right extremist groups in Europe and taking time out of his day to do that shit. Like, he doesn't get to wash the stench of Nazi off him because all of a sudden you're like, well, I mean, Trump would open the door if this was the, like, Ro Khanna said that, look what happened with RFK Jr. We rejected him and Trump embraced him with open arms. And I was like, oh shit, you missed out on the brainworms, dude. What a loss. Like, fucking hell.
Sorry, I don't know.
I love this.
It's fucking up. There we go.
I love the highlight.
I was trying to remove it and it fucked up. It clicked on David and then the controls went away. Sorry, David. Didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
I mean, I think it's a good thing that RFK Jr. is no longer associated with the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Do we want the anti-vaxxer who's responsible for the death of children in various countries to somehow have ties to the Democratic Party? That's ridiculous. No, listen. I know these guys love to talk up the Democratic Party being the big tent party. Listen. If that's your thing, I respect it. But there's some people who aren't allowed underneath the tent. I'm sorry. There's got to be some people who come to the tent and we're like, no, you can't come under.
They decided that,
tent.
Matt. It's lefties. This right here, this Matt Iglesias tweet is your proof that liberals hate leftists more than fascists. They will extend an olive branch to a fucking Nazi before they do it to lefties. Like this is peak liberalism right here.
I don't understand how anyone can read or listen to anything Matt Iglesias says without having their head hurt. Like, he's painful to me. Like, I have him muted because I don't want to read what he's so fucking overtly stupid that it is painful to even hear what he has to say because it's so fucking off base and retard. I shouldn't say that word. Fucking off base and stupid.
Ooh, David's David's right wing ideology coming through there.
Oh no, I canceled that. I've now turned right wing.
Pick it up.
David embracing the dark woke all of a sudden.
That's right.
I see, you know, it's so funny. We're talking about like liberals, and even I've seen like left commentary on this, and I think it's quick how it's not interesting. It's kind of sad how just the cattiness that's going on between Elon and Donald Trump, which we knew was coming, by the way, but it's just great to see so soon. But the cattiness, it sends them into a place where it's like, you know, as much as I want Elon to tell us more, like continue to tell us more, all the things, I'm with it. Like, I want to see it. But a lot of the tweets and the,
I know
it's given like all hail Elon. It's like, let's forget about this, you know, these past few years before he even got to the White House, what he was doing, how he treats his children, you know, when he came into the White House, the Nazi that he is. Well, I'm not forgetting that. So while this does play out, I want them to burn each other alive. I do. I want to see that happen. And for us not to forget that, you know, the things I've been seeing is like, oh my God, I just never thought I'd be on Elon's side of things. Like, I just never. And it's like, y'all just, it takes nothing for y'all to start saying. No, they're saying it. I'm like,
they're so easy. God damn.
Like, why y'all so fast? Close your legs. You don't gotta be so fast. You don't gotta be so fast. Like, I hate that.
That's all it takes. Just I've been talking about Trump's connection with Epstein forever. Like, do I get liberals are gonna welcome me in finally? Fuck.
No.
The left is right about everything all the fucking time. We get no credit for it.
No credit. Yeah. And it's like when
constant.
Liz Cheney came out last minute. Baby, the destruction is already done. After over 90% of the time you voted for Donald Trump, and then you came out saying, I denounce Donald Trump. Girl, bye. You're too late. It's just like, but then everybody's just like, this is so, when I say everybody, a lot of liberals, this is so great to see. It's just so great to see how Republicans are finally turning and seeing what's going on. Girl, after benefiting from Donald Trump all this time, now you have something to say. I won't take it, but I will watch these people set themselves on fire. The only thing is, while we are enjoying this, it sucks because what if, things do come out? Because I'm pretty sure Donald Trump, dumbass, it has exposed a lot to Elon, and Elon will begin to expose to us, hopefully. Will now imagine, right, in some beautiful world, because we've been living in hell. So in some beautiful world, seated right next to the right hand of God, we're just sitting there, and then it's like, okay, Donald Trump is no longer president. But then we have the ghost, JD Vance. It's just like, can we catch a break?
I almost forgot he was
Elon
around.
calling for that. Elon about wanting President JD Vance, and so did a number of right wingers, being like, "Oh yeah, well JD Vance has to take over now." And I was like, "Oh, jeez."
I think it's very important for Trump to carry out his full term, because it would be incredibly depressing to me if JD Vance was the first millennial president. It would destroy me.
Oh yeah, right.
Destroy our generation.
You'd never live it down as a generation. You'd be cooked.
I talk up millennials so much, the new greatest generation, and
Gen Z, so Ariana's gonna fucking be able to clown on you.
She's not here. She's enjoying her Gen Z. She's enjoying her Gen Z life, and I love that for her.
Yes,
but millennials are the best generation of all time.
Truly,
we are, unless JD Vance becomes president, and then we can't talk anymore. Because think about it. That means that there was a millennial president before a Gen X president, which would be pretty funny. But I don't want that to be JD
Well,
Vance.
how old is JD Vance? I thought he was like the others, like Gen X.
I think he's 40.
No, he's on like the cusp. Yeah, he's I think
he looks
40,
like
he's
He's
Gen
an
X.
elder millennial.
I think he's 40. Yeah.
I think he's like a year older than me, which is really kind of depressing.
He's 84. That's a millennial by a few years.
Yeah, he's a year older than me.
Millennials start, I think, 81 or 82.
It's crazy because evil people, they look like 20 years older. He does not look like he looks like he's in his like late 40s.
It's in his eyes, It's
Yeah.
just like it's
Evil
very.
eyes.
It's not empty. It's evil.
Yeah.
It's like you just look at him and it's like.
Anyone born between
there's an aura.
Anyone born between 1981 and 1996 are millennials.
I can't like this. I can't. The children that are like 6 years older, no, younger than me. I said this the other day. They tried to call me. I went out real cute the other day, just real cute and millennial. And somebody who was like 4 years, maybe 5 years younger than me was like, "Okay, auntie." Now, truth, I'm 35. I love being an auntie and love going out real sexy, real cute. But I'm gonna need you 20
That's
something,
disrespectful as
mid
fuck.
20s, the ones that's at the end of 20s. I'm an auntie for real. I got my little babies, love them. They're teenagers. Some of them are newborns. I'm an auntie. Okay, they call me Tati, but I don't need people who I can be your sibling. Don't come up to me because I'm gonna embarrass you. Don't come and auntie me. Like, don't. Okay, auntie. Okay, no, you're being shady. You're calling me old. You're calling me old, and you look
It's
just
very
like me,
passive
twin.
aggressive. Yeah, it's like a microaggression almost, where it's
It
like,
is.
"Hey, you're old, but you look amazing." Like, fuck you.
Yeah,
Like
wow, 35. Yes, this is what it
Yeah.
looks like. We're millennials. Like, this is what it looks like. Stop it. Stop doing
the
that. 'Cause we like
audacity of
twins.
these youngins.
No,
The kids
you
these
28.
days.
You are 28 years old. Stop playing with me. However, I'm also at the place where it's like, you also too young to know things. It's so crazy because that's like, you were like 10 when I was like 16. Like, don't. Like, I'm. That's where I am. I'm on both sides. But
I actually got an email this week from somebody who was, they were angry that I was using generational terms, and I was only using the terms in the context of a Gallup poll that I was reading about thoughts about people. Like, there's more Gen Z now that are more Gen Z men are bi than gay. So basically, I was going through this data, but they emailed me. They don't. I guess some people don't like generational terms being used because they feel like it was taken over by like marketing companies and they made it a thing. And I didn't like. I know some people didn't like it because they don't like being called boomer or whatever. But I didn't realize there was like a whole movement of people that, like, he sent me like a few articles of like, this is why these terms are bad, and it's really just about, it gets down to the fact that marketing companies basically invented them. At least this is I don't even know the history of this, but this is what they did to try and put people in certain boxes. But like, to me, it's just it's another way of saying age gaps or like age cohorts. It's just an
Yeah,
easier way of
different
saying age
demographic.
cohorts.
Yeah.
I like
so
It's
I like
eras that we
being a
grew up
millennial.
in.
yeah,
Me too. I really like it. Yeah.
and like of course there are differences between millennials, and we're not all the same. Gen Z isn't all the same. Gen X isn't all the same. But
And
it's
then
just
the alphas,
a way
the
to.
babies, the alphas.
Oh yeah, the alphas too.
No, when
Like-
I talk about millennials, I specifically mean that me and JD Vance are brothers. We are tied at the hip. We are on the same page with everything.
So JD Vance is not Unc to you? Yeah, he's not an uncle. He's not his brother.
I gotta say for a second I thought you were calling him a hunk. I was like, whoa.
Oh,
okay.
absolutely.
Oh my god.
Never make that mistake.
I feel like there's a before picture, like I'm pretty sure, because he has features that look like, he looks like a Care Bear. I said this before, but but
I've never
he's
heard that one
evil.
before. That's
So it's like
perfect.
you
it
rub
does-
his tummy and you
cannot
get like
do the Care Bear stare. He can't.
yeah,
That's
you
No,
rub his tummy.
he
He's
looks like a
evil
fucking
Care Bear.
Cabbage Patch doll.
And those are cute. They're cute, but he's evil.
No,
Like,
those
he's
are
like,
creepy.
I gotta say, I never.
He's more like a Chucky.
I
Yeah.
never
There you go.
thought about.
There you go.
Never,
Let's go with Chucky.
never considered rubbing JD Vance's tummy before. Thank you, Rebecca.
Care Bear.
Emanates from your stomachs. What a
It's
maybe
pride.
maybe I
Let's not
was right. Maybe you
associate.
did. Maybe you slipped and you did call him a hunk.
No, I did not. He's not. I feel like in his lifetime before he became evil and sold his soul, there probably was he has features, but that man looks dark. You in pictures, like the eyes, everything. He just when you sold your
he's creepy
soul,
as fuck.
you just
He's very
you're
creepy.
dark. He don't now.
I
He's
mean-
Yeah.
Elon Musk is facially challenged. I don't see that. Like,
Usually challenged.
there's nothing with Elon
In your
that
face.
is, but
Sound like Rebecca was about to slip like David did before.
I feel I have to say we have to avoid referring to JD Vance as any sort of a bear during Pride. It feels really disrespectful to
true.
to the gays.
Did you see?
Yeah.
This is more for Binder than anybody else. But Elon Musk pulled a gold dust.
Oh, I heard
Some
about.
gold
I think I saw this tweet. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my God! He is doing the
What
gold
the
dust.
fuck?
is that real? Is that
Can we
is that
see
not
gold
AI?
dust for us
Yeah,
No,
not?
this is
that
ketamine.
was.
This is the ketamine. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd show a
God,
gold
he's
dust video,
high
but I
as
think we
shit.
would get taken down. But
Oh my
Wait,
god.
maybe
That's not AI.
Maybe there's a gift.
no,
huh?
that's so that's from here. I'll show you the actual the source of the interview.
He's like got a constant, real strong high going on. It's crazy. Oh wow.
So
It's
we're
a
about
mid
to
combo.
see
That
Flight
article of
9
him
here.
that he carries
So
around
give me a
20
rundown. Like right now, we're
It's just like, what is this?
Why does he do that? Like,
What'd you say, Lance?
Because
He carries
he's
around how
on
many
20
pills?
drugs. That's why.
Apparently he carries around, so that article that talked about his drug abuse says that he carries around it's a Hunter S. Thompson like thing of ketamine, Molly, mushrooms, like all this other shit, cocaine, and like that's why he's
Jesus.
become so annoying. Like if you look at old video clips of him, he never used to sound like this. Like he used to actually talk a little bit like, oh, I care so much about electric power, and now it's just like legalized comedy. Like that's just the dude rolling hard. He is rolling
That was
hard
pretty
all
accurate.
the time.
That's
Yeah.
great. I mean, to have all those drugs on you at all times and not have any friends, that's something. That's saying something about him.
That's a lot of drugs to do by yourself.
Fuck.
What a waste.
Right?
Yeah, what a waste of drugs.
I mean, you'd at least tolerate the motherfucker for a little bit of Molly and mushrooms, but fuck.
Hang on, what is
Why
that?
do y'all
Someone
play
did
with
it.
these
Oh, you did it.
internet-
Yeah, I did in my video. I had a screenshot. I couldn't play the video, but
Oh.
look at that.
He does that whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, all he's
Oh my
missing is
God.
the full arm extension.
Well, we got a full arm extension from him at the beginning of the year, so we're set there.
That's very true.
That's right.
You know he was
must
high as
see
balls
he's
when he did
doing
that
so
Nazi
much
salute.
ketamine that he's pissing himself now, right? Like he can't control his bladder. It's damaged his kidneys, and people who like interact
Oh,
with him
whoops.
have been reporting.
I
on
pressed
him.
something by accident. Whoops, my bad. There we go.
That's crazy.
Are y'all getting crazy up in StreamYard? What's going on? You guys are losing your controls. What's
I
happening?
think
was
it's
trying to
messing
Zoom
up
in on my
today.
face.
I was trying to scan through the comments, and I clicked by accident.
Mm.
Yeah, all the controls are gone for me. I just have solo mode, and if I click it, it goes to David. So I'm
Really?
not sure why.
Oh, that's
yeah,
weird.
yeah, it's all gone for me.
So what's the biggest thing? Because again, there was a lot for me to. I had a busy day today, but there was too much for me to catch up on. I just know the girls are fighting. But what was the biggest thing out of
Elon
today's?
Musk revealed that Donald Trump, I mean, this is a water is wet thing. We already knew this, but he basically broke the brains of the right because he told everybody that he's in the Epstein files. And that's the reason the full Epstein files have not been released. And that for a lot of right wingers is something they've never had to reckon with because they've always believed that was fake news or that he was friends with him, but he was actually on the good side of history. And he was the one who actually was trying to uncover the, the scandal and all that kind of stuff. But like the reality is that he's not only in the Epstein files, he was the dude's best friend. Like there's phone call logs where Epstein was calling people to book like the sexual assault of children, and then Donald Trump's calls would be in between those logs. It would be like phone call for a pedophile to sexually abuse kids, another one of those, Donald Trump, another one of those, another one of those. Now that's not proof that Trump was calling because he wanted to book one of these pedophile meetings, but that's fucked. Like that's super sus, right?
It is, and you know what? We are like when those things were coming out, everyone, I guess all of us on this side of it, were saying Donald Trump got something to do with it. Like we definitely know he's a part of all of that. So the right was just being stupid, and if that's the most breaking news to them out of everything that's come out, that's insane.
Well, they're just struggling.
They want to be dumb so bad. They want to be ignorant, and then when somebody who they were praising the whole time comes out and says, you know what, he definitely in them Epstein files, and they're like, oh my god, like what we've been saying that again, it's been said, but
there was also the AOC endorsement of in the New York City mayoral race, as well as the debate last night. I have a clip that it shows how stupid, but how
stupid is better.
Horrible
Stupid
Cuomo is, I guess is the right word. But she endorsed Zoran, who is getting a lot of, like, I haven't followed it too close. I'm not in New York, so I don't care all that much. But Bender, have you been following the New York City mayoral race?
Things are really starting to heat up.
Cuomo got trashed.
Yeah,
right. I saw some clips.
So bad. Yeah.
I was sort of distracted by the worst moment as a debate, and that was like during a lightning round of, they asked all the candidates where would they visit, like where would they go, like what country would they visit as mayor.
Like 4 said Israel,
and a bunch said Israel, and it was a lightning round. So the moderator's supposed to ask. The person answers, and they move to the next person, and bop, 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 straight down the line with each answer. But with Zoran, they followed up why he didn't pick Israel, and if he doesn't, and if he even supports the right of Israel to exist, and not just exist as a Jewish state.
Yeah.
And he had to answer for that, even though it was supposed to be a lightning round. I thought his original answer was perfect. He would say, I wouldn't go anywhere. My job is to make life better for the people of New York, and I would stay right here and take care of the people of New York. I thought it was a great answer. What the fuck? Like, what
kind of question is that
Where,
anyway? That seems like a question set up to purposely focus on him.
Right.
Because they know a bunch are going to say Israel.
Why does the mayor of New York, and a bunch of them said Israel, and a bunch of mayors visit Israel, and they don't visit like a bunch of other countries either. Why is it expected for the mayor of New York to go to Israel? It's just the most ridiculous.
Especially while they're committing a genocide. Like this is really
right.
I want to go visit the country committing a genocide. That sounds like a great place to go. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
But there was
the question just directed to him.
I mean, it sounds like a question. It was a lightning round though, so everyone answered. But after his answer, and he wasn't the last person, he was smack dab in the middle. They stopped the lightning round to ask him if he believes Israel has a right to exist as a Jewish state.
And of course, they asked Cuomo about does he care about Palestinians and Palestinian lives during this genocide? Was that brought up as well?
No, of course, no.
Definitely. They certainly play it fairly.
Did you guys see?
And he basically got booed. I'm sorry, Rebecca.
Cuomo did, right?
I just want to share this
Mamdani
clip.
did when he said that he believes in Israel should be. He says Israel has the right to exist, but it should have equal rights for all. And then they were like sneering at him and booing him, like his colleagues on stage, because that means that it can't be an ethnostate.
Jewish ethnostate. That's such a wild thing. Like, in what other situation would you have a question where it's like, do you pledge loyalty to Colombia? Does Colombia have a right to exist? Do you support Argentina? Like, no other nation gets these kind of questions in America.
Would you,
except for Israel?
Would you bring back Rhodesia if you were elected mayor of New York? I mean,
yeah, it's the mayor of New York.
So this question should be like a layup for, and like this is any job interview question. Like, what's your biggest regret? Like, what do you? So this is how Cuomo answered this.
Mr. Cuomo, you only have a few seconds.
Yeah, but
No, I understand, but
it's not. It is just not accurate. Medicaid went up under me.
So this is after somebody mentioned his cuts to healthcare.
I led the nation under
healthcare.
COVID. I pushed President Trump to give us everything he had.
Thank you, Mr. Cuomo. Right.
I
We
was
asked you the
there
biggest
every
regret.
day
You expressed it.
leading COVID.
Okay.
I learned more than anyone else was.
No regrets.
I have to ask
All right.
Mr. Cuomo, I'm sorry. I'm sure that people at home must be wondering about your answer to this question, because we speak to voters throughout the city, and quite a few of them will say, I'm not sure exactly what happened with those sexual harassment cases.
Yes.
We know that you say you never sexually harassed anybody. You say you're running to restore efficient government and efficient leadership. But in the past, your leadership came with what more than one investigation concluded was a toxic work environment, especially for women. And some of those cases are still ongoing. So I just want to ask you, since we're talking about regrets, you have apologized to some of those women back when you were still governor. What do you say to voters now, looking ahead to your potential mayoralty? Are you doing anything differently? And why should they believe that that same situation won't happen again?
Yeah, Melissa, let's just make sure we have the facts. A report was done 4 years ago making certain allegations. I said at the time that it was political and it was false. 5 district attorneys.
Biden's own DOJ investigated him, didn't like?
Right. He also said at the time he was Italian.
Yeah, I know.
Did he really?
But he's like, I'm not a pervert. I'm Italian.
That is. I'm not
He did the
even
anti-Italian discrimination meme.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
He legitimately
kissing people.
He legitimately chalked up the reason people thought he was sexually harassing people is because he was Italian, and that's just how Italians are. What he should have said is, when they asked, is there anything you're doing differently? He should have been like, I renounce my Italian nationality. No more. I'm Italian no
Sometimes
more.
I come off too Italian. I guess that's what I should.
What a scumbag! See him trying to elevate that stereotype. That's anti-Italian discrimination. You fucked up.
I saw that Zoran was asked again about his support for Israel as a Jewish state on like a morning show today, and
my God,
yeah, and I think he handled it really well actually. Here, you want to play this? I'll drop it in the
Sure.
This is a clip from someone who clearly is being critical of him, but I think it's a great answer actually. It's something I've said before on my own stream when I have been talking about this. Here you go. I just dropped it in there. So he was on Good Day New York and this morning, and he was asked about the question is insane, but he handles it very good.
Because I feel like you did not want to make a definitive statement on this. Do you support Israel's right to exist as a Jewish state?
I support Israel's right to exist as a state with equal rights. I believe that every state...
Why not as a Jewish state?
Because I'm not comfortable supporting any state that has a hierarchy of citizenship on the basis of religion or anything else. I think that in the way that we have in this country, equality should be enshrined in every country in the world. That's my belief.
All right, let's talk a little, because I feel
I
like
thought it was a great answer.
That's a great answer, yeah.
That's a great, logical, normal way to think about this issue.
I would take it. I would take it a step further. Obviously, not as a politician, but if I was like,
I was just gonna say
an
that
interview, I would take it a step further. Do you believe that this is a Christian nation? That's what I would say to them. Why don't you? Because there are people in this country who believe this is a Christian nation, including the president of the United States. You think that's wrong, right? You think it'd be wrong to consider this to be a Christian nation. It's a nation for everybody, right? Everyone should, separation of church and state, right? Right? Why don't you think that should be the case in Israel? Why do you think in Israel that should not be the case? And people who aren't Jewish, in Israel should be lesser than others in Israel. I would throw
That's
that
a
at
great
them.
point.
I would
Yeah,
throw that at
that's
them.
great.
Because we
Yeah.
know what a Christian nation means in this country, right? It means fascism, right? So using that same logic, a Jewish state somewhere should also be fascism. A Muslim only, we know what like Muslim majority, like Saudi Arabia is, right? We don't view that as the pinnacle of freedom, right? We view that for what it is, right? But we don't view Israel that way for some reason. Why not? Why not? What makes them so special? We don't want this here, but we want it for the people there. I would have taken it, but as not a politician, you can't really do that as if you're running for office. But
he did answer it great for to be a politician. You know, we see a lot of extra, we see a lot of Cuomo going on, but somebody who's ready. We haven't seen a lot of people who have been showing up ready for these types of simple, difficult, in between questions or being put on the spot, singled out. You know, he's showing up ready. I'm in, like, I don't know what will come of this, how this will look. Cuomo looks so dried out. Like, like dry out, drained. Well, I don't, like, he been hiding in the basement all this time just to emerge and dodge these types of questions about his history, like that canceled him. And I don't think that's a winning formula. But again, I don't know how the people of this, your people, Matt, I don't know how the people of New York are really going to show up to, I hope they don't do like the rest of the nation.
Name
Zoran
recognition. That's what it is.
Zoran is gaining in the polls.
Right? Yeah,
they're single in the last. We've ranked choice voting for the primary, the mayoral primary. In the very last lineup, it is down to Zoran and Cuomo in the polls, and they are single digits apart. I think it's like 8 points or 7 points or something like that. And Mamdani's been chiseling away at that. It was double digits just a few weeks before. You know, we'll see what happens. He's got one thing, and this little stuff like this actually I think does help. They did the lottery for like where people show up in the like on the list of candidates when people go into the voting booth, and Zoran got lucky, and he's going to be the first person on that list. And I think hopefully people will go in, look, see that name, and it'll connect it. Oh, I've been seeing that guy around. He's been really gaining. I'm going to vote for him.
Yeah.
And, you know, little things like that really do matter in this shit, because unfortunately a lot of people who vote just don't vote for the same reasons us insane Politico people vote for.
They vote like, oh, I recognize Cuomo. I know that name. Like
They vote like morons.
That's basically why
He was on
Cuomo's
the
even
Theo
like doing
Vaughn
well in the race
podcast.
at all. It's because people know
I
who
heard
he
him
is.
on Joe Rogan. He's a funny guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
He talked about
people
this
are
stuff.
so stupid. I'm losing faith in democracy. If Mamdani wins, it'll restore it. If not, then I think that the best course of action for the left is to just have like our own authoritarian, like get somebody in like Hugo Chavez, start pulling some lists where you go after your enemies. That's the only way, because democracy is not working. I'm just kidding, but like honestly though, like get it together, or I will lose faith in democracy. New York, you
can't just give up based on a
faith.
race, based on one mayoral race in New York City. But
Well, it's
like
been building to this for quite some time.
I know, but I think it just takes it clearly takes a lot longer to succeed than any of us had realized.
I say New York's weird. Don't
Yeah.
go by New York, because New York is one of the worst in terms of like
look at the track record.
Beholden to the establishment of the Democratic Party. The New York Democratic Party is got to be one of the worst. There are the Democratic Party, like the local state Democratic Party in red states, are usually way more progressive than the New York State Democratic Party. It is a sham and a shame. But that's
crazy.
what we're dealing with here. Yeah.
I mean, don't concentrate on local elections. I got a communist elected to our city council very recently. We just have one. The rest of the whole council is made up of cops and stuff. And he's already done so many incredible things just in a couple of months. Like Vancouver, Canada just declared housing as a human right as an official policy. That was because of him. And no one shows up to local elections. Like you can 17%, average voter turnout. You can actually get your entire city council filled with lefties. Do it.
Yeah, no,
You know?
honestly, like some of these positions are just like people running unopposed locally. So, if you can get together a crew of people to infiltrate local elections, you can make a difference. But New York City,
And don't forget, like if you have
don't fuck this
even
up.
if
Pretty
you have
easy.
bigger or broader aspirations in politics, like like we've been discussing, a lot of this stuff is name recognition. So once you get, you do a campaign for a local office, your name is getting out there. People will see your name, and the next time you run around, you run, I should say, you'll have a little bit of more name recognition, and it'll grow and grow and grow. You don't got to jump right. Not everyone, like AOC is an outlier. Like she jumped right into a House race and became a representative. I mean, she did the work, but like that's not the normal experience.
Right.
There's a woman, I don't know if you guys know her name. Speaking of local elections, it's important for us to invest and be a part of, so that locally we have leaders that are on our side, even if they're not on a national level, because there's a leader, and I don't know her name, and I gotta find it because I think I'm gonna cover it. But it was like earlier this week or sometime last week, she was meeting with her constituents, and she was talking about Medicaid, and said something along the lines of, "People die. We all are dying." And then and then there was a lot of backlash for it. People were calling her out and saying that was wrong for her to say. Like, you're just going to cut Medicaid, and then your excuse or response is people die. Like, it's crazy. The next day, she recorded herself in a cemetery saying, walking through a cemetery, and was like, people, were upset with me yesterday. And I think she was trying to like give an apology, but it was like
trying to troll. She was bad at it.
She was trolling, and she was walking through a cemetery. And this is leadership. This is, somebody.
She was at a funeral, wasn't she? She took time out of a funeral to pull out her phone and be like,
she was
"Do y'all believe in the tooth fairy?" and stuff like that.
It's crazy. And that was her response to the people that were saying she was wrong. Like, why would you say that? That was the response. So people are getting seated, placed in leadership over the future of the local people, all this type of stuff. And they really don't give a damn. I mean, that's always been the case, but now they're just outright with it. Like, I don't care. I'm here not for you. I'm here for myself. And the other people that I'll serve, my colleagues. But other than that, I'm not. Y'all can say what you want, even though I know this position is supposed to be for the people. I am not for the people. Period.
Just straight up evil. She like went full Lord Farquaad, where it's like, yes, some of you are gonna die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. We all die someday, and I thought you all knew that. So, good luck. It's just so crazy, the contempt that they have for people.
And doubling down to do a TikTok video or whatever, walking through the cemetery, like, dang, you really don't give it. Like, you do not care.
Speaking of letting people die, this news has broke from NBC News. Medicare is on the table.
Oh my
Senate
God.
Republicans are discussing ways to cut Medicare waste, fraud, and abuse, quote unquote, in the mega bill, and Trump has blessed that pursuit. They're eager to find more savings to placate hardliners.
Wait, but Trump said that we could quote him on it or mark his words. It's bad that we're even asking if he's going to cut Medicaid. What happened to that? He would never lie, right?
I'm sure there'll be a Facebook AI video about it's actually Obama's idea, and he's doing it.
Yeah, Biden actually
blame somebody else
do it first. Some shit. If they cut Medicaid, I don't even know what's going to happen. It just, to say that it would be a catastrophe would be an understatement. Like, so many people rely on Medicaid in this country. Without it, I don't know. Medicaid was like the first time that I was able to get healthcare in years, and I was finally able to get panic attacks under control because I got medicine for it. Medicaid is like a lifesaver. So if people lose that shit, they're losing basic healthcare. That's actually
this is
pretty
Medicare
good.
now. Medicaid, I think wasn't.
Medicare. Oh my God, I was thinking Medicaid. Oh,
like they're going
fuck.
above it. They're going next level now. They're just like taking.
Oh, that didn't even register in my mind. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're so fucked.
And just I think earlier today, they were talking about Medicaid, and I think the senator, I think his name, Senator Lankford, was saying in a news I guess he was on, I don't know what channel he was on. He was on one of them. And he was saying like, yeah, millions of people, they're going to, like 10 million Americans, they're going to lose insurance. They're going to be without. But they can just jump on the employee's insurance, period. Get your own. I mean, it's like, oh, you think it's that easy? Like, you think that every employer provides insurance for their employees? And then if they do take it from their employers, that's a big chunk of their check. And right now, Americans cannot afford that. They cannot afford hundreds of dollars being taken out of their check, for insurance.
Not to mention, you're stuck in that job. Like you can't, you don't have the freedom to just like do like this is what, whenever I talk about healthcare as a Canadian, I have to think about all the things I don't even think about to try and understand the best way to discuss how insane the American healthcare system is, because I don't think about health insurance ever, because I don't have to. It's just there.
What a life.
It's just like
not tied to your job.
Yeah, it's not tied to your job. Yeah,
That's
I was
how it
able to
should
like
be.
leave my job and start what I'm doing because I didn't. I mean, at least one of the reasons I didn't have to
You
worry
got to
about
get a
losing
job.
healthcare.
You got to get a job to.
Then gives employers power, right? It's like it's all for capitalism. Now they can lord that over you. Like, oh, I would quit because you're a terrible boss, but I can't because my kids need healthcare. So,
yep. Like even for me, the other day, it was, my birthday, I get a yearly, I get all these things. And because I'm 35, I wanted to get a full panel. I'm thinking, even though I'm recently unemployed, I thought my insurance, because my last check came from, they took money out for the insurance. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be covered for this time to this time. Those people, they cut me off so quick, but still took my insurance money. So I called them and they're like, they'll work with it, but I still owe right now. I'm thinking it was covered. Left my doctor's appointment, had a full panel, had blood drawn, all the things, like the major panel, check for cancer, check, especially with my pre-existing conditions before that. So I'm like, I need all those things done to make sure I want to be healthy. Going to 35, I want to make sure everything is good. And people sent me a bill so quick in the form of a text message. They were like, yeah, your insurance didn't cover this. So go ahead and, we can work with a plan. We can do all of that. Mind you, I'm unemployed. Got to pay all of that back or it's going to affect my credit. It's going to affect, it's just a whole life thing. And I hate that. So it's like,
you just don't go unless you absolutely have to. That's like, preventative healthcare is just not a thing in this country because that's what happens.
Nope. It's
Isn't it often you think you're covered, but then sometimes you call and it's like, oh no, sorry, we don't cover this.
Yeah,
and you're like,
I thought I was covered. But only because they took my money for it. They that was deducted. So I'm like, okay, I have another, and nope. It was like, yeah, they cut you off like the day they let you go. Damn. I'm like, man, that's crazy, but still took the money. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out because it's a lot of money. I'm thinking that for that panel, it would just be covered. And lo and behold, they were like, yeah, no, they rejected it. They sent it to me in a text message. They were like, they rejected it. So here's the bill. Click this link to make your payment.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you see, there was this story that
sick.
Yeah. Philip DeFranco did a really great video. I think it was on yesterday's show where he talked about this girl. She had a tumor that was wrapping around her spine, like behind her neck. And there's another one in her, like on her brainstem. And to get to that tumor, the doctor had to like practice on 20 different cadavers. It was like one of these most insane procedures ever. He ended up going through her eye to get to her neck and ended up saving her. It was a medical miracle. So there's that story. And then the end was, and now she's $600,000 in debt.
Wow.
So it was like this building up to this heartwarming story, and then it's like, boom, medical bankruptcy time.
You
so
owe
that's
us
like,
you owe us one house, please. You're saving your life.
Yeah, just the most insane. Like I can't even the things that this doctor had to do to save this young woman's life. How he had to teach himself, only to then like save her life and then fuck her over with debt. Not the doctor, of course, but the insurance company. Just it's so cruel. It's so unnecessarily cruel. But we've become accustomed to this as a country, basically, because we just kind of expect it. Even if you have health insurance, it's like, oh, I don't want to go because like, how much is the copay? What's covered and what's not covered? Because they're gonna fuck you over either way. It's so fucked up.
And then you get insurance here, for the Canadians in the room. Then you get insurance, right? And then you think, like you were saying, Mike, you think you're covered, and you don't really understand the copay for this particular insurance that you've chosen. You thought this was the best choice. You get there, and they're like, "Yeah, you're covered." After you pay up to $2,000, so you got to go ahead and cover the $1,999 until you. And it's like, you paying for insurance that can't protect you, that can't cover your procedures, your checkups, your dental appointments, your vision appointments, nothing, but you're paying them. So it's just very crooked, very vultures. It's terrible.
I had to pay.
Like my biggest.
Sorry, I had to pay out of pocket once for replacing my windshield because it had cracked, and I was so mad it wasn't completely covered. I had to pay like half of it. And that's a windshield. I can't imagine having to think about healthcare and something that's just innate to you.
A child owing so much. As a child, the parents owing so much for their kid being sick. So that's why a lot of children, end up, like my mom and dad, when we were kids, they were just like, "Oh, something's wrong with your tooth. We just gonna have to wait it out. You just gonna have to wait it out." I always say before I was able to save my own teeth, I always say I was walking around looking like I chewed on rocks. I remember the only thing that I think it was like maybe 13, and the only thing I could get was them to do like some ghetto fill that I had to go back all the time and go like every other month because it was a hood spot for them to go and fill down in South Florida. And I remember when I was like 5, my mom just didn't have it. They were charging her. This is way back in the day, the 90s. So they had to give me like, as a 5-year-old, 2 silver teeth in the front. And I was just walking around looking like I was a bad kid, asking you if you had games on your phone or, things like that. I was just like, my mom, she always says, she's like, I wish I could take you out, but I can't. Like, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to do this. So it wasn't until like I got to New York and I said that I was homeless when I was living in New York after college. I just filed and said I was homeless. I was living in somebody, renting a room. And I said I was homeless and I was able to get free. And that was real ghetto too. But I was able to get free dental care, free checkups, just because I said I was homeless. And that I will say, you can't afford to live, but the homeless can go and get they can go get dentist work. They can go get all the things that can happen. At that time when I was living in New York, all I said was I was homeless. I signed a piece of paper and said that, and I was able to get the basic healthcare that I needed at that time. And so, so imagine going through college and I couldn't get the shots that I was supposed to get to move into the dorms. None of that, because we couldn't afford it. So it was like, you got to stay healthy.
I think that's a small price to pay for you Americans to keep arming Israel. And you might not have roads, you might not have bridges, but boy, do you have a lot of money for war.
Yep.
As long as we can fund Israel, then I'm okay. I'm okay.
It's a small price.
We can keep them, funded. And
no wonder Americans are so angry. Like, I would be so angry.
We mad every day. Getting upset.
I would be so angry.
You want to know the first time I ever went to the dentist? Like, ever? Like, what age?
What?
Like, probably thinking 11, 12, 30.
Whoa.
My parents never took me to the dentist. Yeah.
That's why you had to go get some retainers today. You said, I am not.
Wow. Yeah.
And I said,
when I got student loans, that's when I went to the dentist.
That's right.
I used to use student loans.
Save the teeth you got left. We in our 30s.
Yeah, they're beautiful now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go back to the Humanist Report old video, like click on videos and go old. My teeth were fucked up at the start. They look beautiful now. I'm very proud of my teeth now because that motherfucker, that was expensive to fix it.
It was so
very, very expensive.
I was so grateful and for the company I was working for before, they told me they weren't going to give us insurance. Me and Ben, sorry Ben, it's our personal business, but me and Ben, they said they was not giving us insurance, and they were like, but here's like something that they're doing. It's like Obamacare, but before Donald Trump changes it at the time. And I was like, okay. And I found somewhere, and then I found here in Atlanta a Black female doctor that was like, I'll work with you because you work in television. You're such a pretty girl. And mind you, I was used to my teeth. I was still cute, it never stopped me from getting the man. But at the same time, I was like, it's time, because by the time I turn 35, I ain't gonna have no teeth. Okay, I ain't gonna have no teeth. I felt like so she worked with me. She gave me a plan, a personal plan, as she didn't have to do that, but she was doing that for the people in the community, giving them plans that they can work with, whatever their budget was. She would break it down for them and give them like how this would look if you pay it off. And even when I was missing payments, she was still treating me. And that's how I was able to get through. She put me on the braces. She put me on. She was so kind, so sweet. And I really appreciate her for that, because she didn't have to at the time. And even with the doctor that I had for the precancerous cells, at first the people were wanting me to pay so much money. I had 2 surgeries, and then I found a doctor when I didn't have the insurance to cover me going every month. I found a doctor who was like, listen, it's, I'm going to take you. It's the pandemic, but I'm going to look after you. You can come to these appointments. We'll have virtual in between. We'll make sure you're on the right medication, all the things. And I appreciate that. She was later fired, but I appreciated her for that, for what she was doing at the time.
Small price to pay for helping you, though.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. The biggest thing that fucks over Americans is like, if you have insurance or you don't have insurance, it really doesn't matter. But if you are having a medical emergency and you get picked up by an ambulance, if you're not conscious, you can't tell them what hospital is in your network. So you could have health insurance, the best like gold plan imaginable, but if they take you to a hospital out of your network, you are fucked. So you better hope you get lucky. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I feel like we need to have like dog tags with like our networks in it so we don't get fucked. If we ever like fucking, pass out or something,
ear
and they
tattoos
pick
some
us
dogs
up.
have. It's like a tattoo on your
Yeah,
ear. Like
something. They gotta get the chips like they put dogs on.
Yeah, the chips.
Yes, shit like that.
Like a scan you.
And then when it's no longer you don't have that insurance anymore, what you gonna do? Here's the thing. Somebody said Bay Photo was saying, like, don't forget you have to go to a doctor and network if you don't want to pay through the nose. But he's a better hope in an emergency. The ambulance takes you to the right hospital, and the ambulance charges too. Now, going through the network is so difficult. It sounds easy, but you're searching for, and it could be yours. You think you got the best insurance, then you figure out no one in your city takes this insurance. So finding somebody in the network might be like a whole city over. What if you ain't got no car? And then you find them, and they're like, we don't have appointments until 3 months from now, 4 months from now, like 4 weeks from now. And you're
but there's wait times in Canada. Didn't you hear about the wait times in Canada?
Should I look? That's crazy. They'll be like, this ain't Canada. This ain't Canada.
And by the way, the wait, this.
I'm pretty sure y'all walk in and walk out.
As long as, so the hospital, no, but if you have a doctor, you make an appointment. So I can make same day appointments. Some people, have to make the next day appointment, but like, I'm sure it's bad. I'm sure it can be bad, maybe depending on where you live, and maybe there's not as many healthcare providers.
I know, but it ain't here. It sounds like I get it. A day,
but like
2 days.
Even if you had to wait a few days, I'd rather wait and not have to pay thousands of dollars. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the healthcare in America, I'm sure, is fantastic if you have lots and lots of money, and it doesn't matter how much it costs
every time. But even then, we see what happens, right? We've seen somebody with lots and lots of money, or comes from money, kill somebody. So over that. So
to take it to that place, yes, that also happened.
It's not, America sucks. I know that it may offend people, but it sucks here, and we are just getting by. We just, if you live here, we're just trying to make it every single day. And
I really feel like guaranteed healthcare would solve so many problems. Like it would just, it would give people a baseline.
Yeah.
And you know, just
no, but killing people here is you know, it's capitalistic. It's like they for profit.
Yeah, like it would just at the very least, like just on a principled level, show some respect to people. Like, hey, you are one of us. We should be taking care of you. Like that's just baseline. Like we care about your human. We care about you as a person.
That sounds so good. That would never happen here. It's just won't. Like they hate us. They hate people. That's it. They hate people. They hate marginalized communities. Black folks are like under the ground with any kind of assistance and help. This place sucks. This place sucks. And I know other countries have their issues, but healthcare is like you were saying, is super important. But they rather people die so that they can continue to fund, you know, healthcare. Not us,
bomb care,
but like people who are not even doctors or get more money. What's that man's name? Rick Scott, right? Who is a criminal when it comes to healthcare here in America, and he became the governor.
And he's still allowed on television. People still interview him as if anybody should be listening to anything he has to say.
I interviewed him
level of
as
respect
a baby
still given to people like that.
I interviewed him. He was one of the first people I ever interviewed while I was in college as a baby journalist. Yeah. And again, at that time, you're ignorant. We had the internet. We didn't know nothing except for what we were being told. And at that time, I did ask him the questions of, you know, the allegations, and he was just so kind, you know, looking like a corpse. He was so kind, and he was just like, you know, that's just, you know, hearsay. Like, I'm the governor, and I'm what my goal.
Look at me, I'm a good person.
Yeah, right. I'm a great person. That's
Do
all
I look
got
like somebody who's untrustworthy? Snatches fly out of the room.
Look at my snake face. Do I look like a person who?
Yeah.
And at that time, we couldn't really challenge as journalists. You had to keep it very like unbiased, just ask a few questions. I wasn't there to investigate, so I couldn't give the investigative journalism. It was just go. And
that's also an issue with journalism school. Like the shit. Like you are. I know this because I went to school with people who went to journalism school. Like you're taught that the police's word on like a criminal activity is like the word of God. Like whatever the police said, that is what you have to lead with. Like that is what is fact. Like that's not. No, we know that's not true.
That's what we're taught. And then I still am OG journalist, but that's why when I got my master's degree in digital journalism, they gave you more freedom, and they taught you especially in the digital age, that you can have a voice when, especially when you're covering certain stories. So it was great to see how it changed from what it used to be to what it is today.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say what it is today because it's even changed now, but to be able to have a voice and still give the facts, that was a very great change. But I interviewed some suckers, some terrible people, and all across the board, especially living in Tallahassee at the time. And to see a lot of the things that these people have become, done. And I worked alongside a lot of the people that I looked up to when I was younger, and see that these people don't care about none of the causes. I was like, damn, y'all just like everybody else and everything else. That's why I say America sucks. America sucks. They suck.
All right, let's get to super chats. It's 10.
I was like, you guys probably want to play your Switch 2s.
I'd probably be embedded by this point.
I'll probably just say I don't have super chats, so I'll let y'all take care of it. I'll rate out 20.
Bye, Lance.
I love you all. I miss hanging out.
Peace.
Ages again.
I seen you, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You want to go first, Rebecca?
Oh, yeah, you know it. You already know. You be asking like you don't know. You know. All right, let me see.
Oh wait, do we have? Yeah, we're streaming to your page, so we can bring them up here.
All right, let me see.
Here we go. FT Jan is the first one I see.
FT Jan, thank you so much. JD is too busy trying to kill the new Pope. The new Black Pope. It's crazy. Andrew, thank you so much for your super chat, and thank you FT for your super chat. Rachel Atwood says, "Didn't Dems just flip a House seat in South Carolina?" I wasn't following. Deanna?
Too much news.
I believe so. I believe so. I don't remember.
Listen.
The specifics, but I saw the headline, and that's all I saw.
That's all we got. Rachel, it's been a year already, so we've been kind of like, like we're gonna like follow the news that we we want to, but hopefully that's a good thing out in South Carolina. Andrew, and thank you, Rachel, for your super chat. Andrew S, wasn't there a young guy whose inhaler price rose and decided not to get it? Then 5 days later, he died from an asthma attack. I believe it. I don't know the story, but I
saw
believe it. I
that.
think this is
He was
a
22
common
years
story.
old.
Yeah. What? How old was he?
22.
Ugh. Couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
And then died. Oh, I hate that so
Insane.
much. Thank you for your super chat, Andrew. Django Fett, thank you for your super chat. Bay Photo, that's the one I read earlier about the networks and the doctors. Thank you for your super chat. Dominique Bannister, currently in Nova Scotia. Okay, Nova Scotia, because we were a ride over here at Leftist Mafia. It is a 2-year wait for a family doctor. My God.
Oh yeah, to get like if you don't have a family doctor, depending on where you are, and not just like you can still go to the doctor, but having a family doctor gives it's some more security in terms of where you go for
That's
help.
interesting. Go to the ER and hope you get checked before the next day. Here it's urgent care, ER. But yeah, you can go there and see if you can and they'll rack up a bill on you as soon as you leave. Before you out the door, you're billed. It's worse in rural towns. My university, Acadia, closed down the medical center. What is Acadia?
Yeah, I knew someone who went to Acadia.
Okay, Acadia. I'm Haitian, so I break it down like that. Okay, Acadia closed down the medical center after the COVID-19. That's crazy. I just saw, and thank you for your super chat, Dominique. I just saw a girl talk about, I want to say it's Job Corps shutting down randomly and leaving them homeless. I know here in America, the people who go to Job Corps, they get, I guess, healthcare, housing, go to school. Young people who don't go off to college, I think even in high school age, I want to say, go off to Job Corps to find a life or have some kind of living. And it just shut down recently with no why. And the girl was out there saying they're giving us 3 days to leave. We have nowhere to go, no place to live, no help, no anything, no emails, nothing, no people to talk to. They just woke up and Job Corps, which has been a long-standing thing here, is now gone. And it's supposed to be a program where they get them employed since they're not going to school. And it's insane. So I don't know what's happening with that, but yeah. Thank you so much, y'all. And I will see y'all on next Thursday. I love y'all. Mean it. Bye.
Bye.
Don't stay up too long. Bye.
We will not. I'm too tired today.
Andrew S, thank you for your super chat. A bunch of us, at least a few of us, member for 22 months.
Wow.
Incredible. Thank you so
Andrew.
much. John, thank you for your super chat with a keep it up super sticker. Thank you so much. Lawn Gnomes, thank you for your chat. So what media mogul is on the Epstein list? Or is everyone still trying to protect Bill Clinton? Honestly seems like an easy win with Elon teeing it up. Well, I don't know.
I don't know what like people are expecting though. Like we already have this information about who he associated with. He had his black book. Like I think people think there's more out there than there actually is. And I think the Trump administration said that there's videos they have. I don't know if I believe them, but like I don't think we want to see those videos, right? You're gonna watch someone being you're gonna watch an underage person being like they're not gonna release those.
I thought Bongino was saying that they have videos of him offing himself.
They said that too, but I think Pam
Which
Bondi, one of her
believe it.
excuses as to why more hasn't been released is they have videos of.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
Like, I don't know what, and if they did release those, they'd be just as fucking fucked up as.
No, there's
anything.
probably like communication between like Trump and I don't know. Again, I think you're right that most of it's already out there.
Like in fact, like there's fake lists. Like people who apparently cared about this so much are making up fake lists. Like
that's weird.
These
They're just trying to use it as a gotcha against Democrats.
Like we absolutely know who he associated with. It's been known. We have this black book. We have the flight logs. It's all out there. You don't like what they're trying to do is I don't think it's even that, like trying to just blame them. I think they're trying to convince themselves that certain people are not on there.
Mm-hmm.
Like the real thing is out there.
Law Gnomes, thank you for your super chat. Rumor has it that Musk got tipped off for drug tests that he needs to pass in order to maintain security clearance government contracts. Even if he didn't pass them, I'm sure he'd find a way. I'm sure they would, you know. It's Elon Musk. They're not gonna care. So, I have a hard time imagining he's trying to like work the system. He just, he owns the system. Donald James. The big 40, meaning 40 months. I thought he was talking about my upcoming birthday, which got me depressed. The big 40, David. Let's go. Cheers. Thank you so much for being a member for 40 months. That's pretty crazy. That's a lot of years. That's wild. Thank you so much. And Shark. Starks, not Sharks. And Starks 007. By the way, that new James Bond game looks freaking great. And it's the Hitman dev, so it's going to be fantastic. This is the perfect breakup to start Pride Month. Yes, it is. Rolando. Thank you for your super chat. Any thoughts on the Panthers-Oilers finals? I really hope the Oilers win, not only because the Panthers won already, they won last year, and I hate the Panthers, but also because Leafs took the Panthers to Game 7. Every other team they've beaten 5 games, or every other team beating 2 other teams. But if the Panthers end up winning, like say they win in like 6 games, I'll be so pissed because that would mean the Leafs were better than the Oilers, at least in my head. And that it should have been a Leafs. Should have been Leafs in the finals if they had just fucking won the goddamn Game 7. But so I really hope Oilers win for multiple reasons. Also, McDavid, I think, needs a cup at this point. He's the best player in the league, so he deserves it. Just a voice. $10 super chat. Thank you so much for your generosity. It says, watch and love all your perspectives. Quick question. I see ICE rating every business, but Trump's wonder why. Thanks for the CanCon on your channel, David. You are welcome. I'm actually, even though the videos don't always do great, I don't care. I'm enjoying covering Canada, and this week the Liberals released an insane border bill, which allows Canada Post to open any piece of mail they want. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, it's like a big capitulation to like Donald Trump. After we read, like, there's Trump's claims about fentanyl at the border, all this fentanyl coming in. That's not true at all. Yet the Canadian government is trying to play this game of, okay, yeah, we're gonna help fix the border. There's no problems at the border, but they have this massive fucking bill for no reason to placate him.
Just like how Donald Trump has been demanding people self-report. It's sounding like Canada is self-becoming the 51st state on their own. I mean, what?
Yeah, it's just like
why are they like?
And on the same day they announced this stupid ass bill, Trump announced he's doubling the tariffs, the steel, aluminum tariffs. It's like, is your placating to him helping? Is capitulating to Trump winning you anything? Like, no, it's a waste of time. Troy Clark, thank you for your amazing $10 super chat. I enjoy the show very much. Do you think it's possible for humans to stop judging others? I mean, no, that's part of human nature.
No.
I judge people.
I'm a judgmental ass bitch, so it's not gonna.
We all judge, so it's but I feel like I judge for good reason. But I guess we all think that.
I do mostly, but sometimes I judge in a really mean way.
Yeah, especially if they're over a certain age for you.
Hey, don't go there. God damn it.
Not a big fan. Charlotte Cousins, where are you? Thank you for your super chat. Says, I can't believe Cuomo's anywhere close. Go Mandarin?
Sounds like an autocorrect.
Okay. It's like
I'm assuming the
Mandarin
phone.
running?
I'm assuming the phone
Mandalorian maybe
doesn't know what Mamdani is.
Yeah, it's like, what is a Mamdani? I love you all so much. Thank you for helping. Thank you for helping to keep my sanity. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Charlotte. Oh yeah, okay.
David, are you forgetting to remove the things?
No, I'm hitting them.
Oh, you are.
Why, are you seeing them? Are you still seeing them there?
On my end, it's the number isn't changing at all.
I am. Maybe the more super chats are coming. As far as I know, they're being removed.
Okay.
Charlotte did correct herself, saying, I meant Mamdani. I appreciate the autocorrect made that mistake because I got $2 more out of it. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Ava. So my number went down. It says 55 now. Did yours not change?
Mine did too. Mine says 54 now.
Okay. Weird.
I think it's okay. StreamYard is just kind of fucking up in general tonight, so it might be off for Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still off for me. But maybe it's just I gotta refresh or something. But then I'm gonna leave the chat. It's all right. You guys will take care of one of you will take care of the chat for me when it's my turn.
Ava, thank you for your super chat. Says, I'm a trans woman. Can I join and discuss jank? Well, we don't have a call-in portion, and I don't think we could even take calls. So
one day we'll do a call-in.
Yeah, one day we should probably figure that.
We'll post the StreamYard link in the chat, and then it'll be a free-for-all, and we'll just select somebody based on how pleasant they look. And if they look nice, then we'll add them in. That's what we'll do.
And my last one here, I think I'm the last one. Oh, very incredibly generous $20 super chat from JD Myrtleman. I miss Thursdays. Thanks all for a good show. Nice weekend. Go Oilers. I agree, even though I am a Leafs fan, but
yeah, I think everyone knows.
I will support the Oilers.
Boo.
I think everyone knows. I'm rooting for the Oilers too, just because I don't like the Panthers. They won last year.
Yeah, fuck the.
Also, don't forget the guy was the guy was suspended, right? The Panthers guy for
one of the co-owners was he was over his stupid like pro-genocide
over Israel,
tweet.
right?
Yeah, and his 51st state comment, like fuck that guy. But also, it's Florida. Who the do people? I know there are Florida Panther fans now, but were you there before they won the cup? Just like, come on, it's Florida. They have two teams. They don't need a Florida team has been in the cup final since before COVID. I think 2019 or maybe it was 2020. But like 6 years in a row, there has been either Tampa or the Panthers have been in the final 6 years in a row. That's insane. There doesn't need to be that many successful Florida teams in hockey.
You know what they say about Floridians? They're born on skates with skates on. You know, that's just their thing. They just live in that weather, those weather conditions. They just know how to skate just out of the womb. It's just.
I read this quote from Matthew Tkachuk, who's on the Florida Panthers, and it's somebody who read his interview, so it's not a direct quote, but he said when he first moved to Florida to play for the Panthers, he went out to eat, and somebody asked him what he did for a living, and he said he played hockey. And they said, well, you must not be good at hockey to be playing in Florida. It's like, that's how they think about it. This is like, they don't even consider hockey as a sport there, despite having two NHL teams. All right. That's enough
Jones
for me.
City said, I'm booing like I understand hockey. Listen, you'd be surprised how much I absorb from these conversations. If I'm in a specific circumstance where people are talking about hockey, I can say something that they would never know I'm not a fan. I'm like, the Oilers, I think, are going to do it. They're like, yeah, great insight. I'm like, yep. And I pretend like it was my own insight, but really, I'm just copying David and Matt here. I'm just
this is how you absorb other information and how you can have a conversation about sports. 100%.
I couldn't make friends this way. You never know. It would be based on false premises, but good LARP as a hockey fan.
All right, I'm gonna maybe sneak in a game of Mario Kart before I get to bed. We'll see. We'll see if I can manage to stay awake. But great seeing you all and everyone watching. Thank you for coming.
Take care. Have fun, David.
Goodbye.
All right.
Oh boy, we got quite a load of super chats. You could go first.
The number, I don't know if that's right. I think it's messed up. Like there's quite a bit, but I feel like it's fucking up. But yeah, let's see here.
Because it says 50. It says 54 for me, and I'm checking my own YouTube channel, and I only have 15 super chats. So maybe it's a very good night for you, Mike, or that number is wrong.
No, it says 52 on my end. I think it's messing up. If I had to guess.
All right,
we'll see. I'll run through these because I'm super tired too. I'm not gonna stay super late, or don't plan to anyways. Unknown says, now for real question. Did you look up Larry? I don't know. This sounds familiar. Somebody brought it up last week, but short answer is no.
I don't remember what
Thank
they were
you.
talking about.
Yeah, somebody brought up Larry, I think. I don't remember. Some of my super chats, by the way, are not showing up. So I have 5 gifteds from John Lithium. For whatever reason, it's not showing up on StreamYard's end, but I can see it in my end. John, thank you so much again. Very, very kind. Really appreciate you. I also have Andrew S., who's been a member for 22 months. Thank you so much. And then Albert, who says, Trumpzilla v. E. Kong Musk. Who are you betting on? I'm betting on Big Man because I think Donald Trump, he has the nuclear controls. So he has all the power in the world right now.
Yeah,
He
I'm
can squash
for
Elon Musk like a bug.
Right. If I have to take a side here, I am rooting for Trump because Trump has the unique ability to be able to take out Musk, and then we could take on Trump afterwards. Like this isn't like I'm supportive of one of them because I like them better. I mean, there is one I dislike lesser than the other, I guess. I dislike Musk more than Trump. But I dislike them both. But yeah, I feel like you need to root for the guy who's gonna be able to inflict damage on the more untouchable one, and I think that's actually Musk. You got to root for Trump to go at Musk, take away those government contracts and stuff like that. And then and Musk said it himself, actually. Musk put out a warning out there that said something to the effect of, don't forget, you only have to deal with Trump for another 4 years. I'm going to be around for like 30 or 40 more. And it's like, yeah, that's, I mean, I think he's giving himself a little bit too much credit with all the drugs apparently he allegedly does. That he's going to be around for another 30 or 40 years. But yeah, I think we're going to have to contend with Musk for a lot longer than Trump, honestly.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm honestly rooting for maximum damage, of course.
Yeah, I want them to inflict damage to each other, right?
Yeah, but I think that Trump kind of holds all the cards right now. But we'll see, right? I hope that it gets uglier over the weekend. I'll be certainly paying attention. The next one is from the Do Not Worry podcast. Hey, shout out to you all watching from Beirut. Much love, boys. Hey, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Everybody go and subscribe to the Do Not Worry podcast. I love them so much. They're fantastic. Shout out to Anthony and the crew. Progressive people from Lebanon. Funny ass podcast. Check them out. Highly recommend.
I'm checking them out right now. Oh, awesome.
They're awesome. Good people.
I'm going to subscribe to the channel. I was unfamiliar with it.
Do it.
It's really good.
Everybody go subscribe and say that Leftist Mafia sent you. Thank you for the super chat, though. Really appreciate that. This was Anthony that sent it. Appreciate that. ABS says, hey, Mike, are you excited for Pragmata and Tactics? Tactics, no, but Pragmata looks interesting. I think I need to see a little bit more. This is a video game, by the way, for those who don't know. I want to see more, but I'm certainly intrigued with what I've seen so far. Looks kind of cool. Let's see here. Brian Schroed with 5 says, for all the talk over the years of the impending right-wing civil war, speaker battle, etc., the Trump-Elon fallout seems like it's on another level. Yeah, definitely. With the way that Elon Musk invoked Epstein so quickly, this is it's gonna get ugly. I think that Trump is more reserved right now, but in my video about this, I said that Trump really, he starts cooking around 3 a.m. That's when he makes all his like big tweets. So he's gonna get up early. He's gonna be seething about this all night. Wake up, and then he's gonna go after Elon Musk. I think we'll see.
I mean, but he doesn't even have to talk shit, even though he likes to. I'm sure, because like he actually has the power to do something to Musk. What's Musk gonna do to Trump? There's
right. I mean, yeah, Musk is kind of playing with fire here. I mean, he's certainly powerful, but he's not untouchable by any means. So, I mean, Trump really can hurt him, monetarily speaking. And we'll see. Humphrey says, thank you for the generous super chat. I really appreciate that. Hey, Mike, did you ever get a chance to watch The Ethics of Vigilante Counterterrorism? If so, your thoughts? I haven't watched it yet, but I did subscribe to the channel, and I do plan to watch that. I forgot about it, though, but I am subscribed now. And it actually, that video that you recommended came up in my feed. I think it was the one about Luigi Mangione, if I'm remembering correctly. So I will, I'll try to remember to watch that because yeah, that's one I want to see for sure, especially if you recommend it. Next one here is from Zim, who says, better idea. Have those two work their differences in a Waffle House parking lot. I would love to see that. Absolutely. Seth says, will Rogan take a side? Which one? Yeah, that's, I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see.
Rogan will take Elon's side. Elon goes on his show more.
Good point.
That's my guess. That's my guess.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
I think he actually considers Elon to be like his friend or something like that. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
Whereas Trump is just the guy he supports.
He also spoke out against Trump's due process, like stopping due process. But Rogan then went back to riding his dick. So I think you're probably right, Matt. If he were to take a side, I think he's probably going to fence it for as long as he can, though. Sam says, thoughts on Asmongold, lame guy saying pride is dead. He says a lot of shit. He needs to bathe and clean up his room. I think that compared to other years, pride might seem dead, but pride was never about commercialism. I mean, the original pride was a riot. So I think that going back to our roots could really benefit us if we got very, very mobilized during pride. Because I don't get anything when I see fucking, I don't know, U.S. Bank carrying a rainbow flag in some parade. That does nothing for me. Sure, the corporate sponsors might normalize it with people, but I think that, pride in these days should be much more antagonistic toward capital and the ruling class. I would much prefer that, because that's kind of the energy that we need in this era.
Does something for me, Mike. How dare you? Speak for yourself.
Wow, Marcius with a $50 super chat. That is so generous.
I will say I do think more highly of a company now. I used to be like, oh, this corporatizing of pride, and they don't really care about the LGBTQ community. But now when I see a company do that, I'm like, hell yeah, that's ballsy. way to stick with it. During this whole anti-woke backlash, you're the real deal. I respect that.
I mean, that's fair. I saw the Xbox logo had changed. I'm like, okay, that's weird. I didn't have a strong reaction either way. Just like, oh, okay. So yeah, I guess to your point, it is a little bit more. I guess it's more bold for them to do that in this political climate. But yeah,
like the Mets right now, their logo is the gay pride flag with the trans flag visible too on it, and I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's my team, that's the Mets, baby.
That's funny. I mean, we've got to maybe adapt, since it's such an anti-woke toxic hellscape. Maybe more rainbow capitalism temporarily is something that shouldn't automatically turn us off. Maybe we have to recalibrate just because the climate is so bad. I don't know. I like that some of these corporations like Target are getting kicked out of their own hometown's pride, and Meta is being asked to stay away from the San Francisco pride. I think it is funny. I really appreciate that. They fucked around and they found out LGBTQ plus people will not forget. We will be petty and we will hate you forever. So yeah, we'll hate you even if you're with us with those logos, because again, it doesn't do anything for us. It doesn't liberate LGBTQ people, but it's easy to scoff at because it's very, very cynical. Okay, thank you so much, Marcius. Really, really generous super chat. $50, so kind. Schadenfreude, a decade happened today. Love you guys. More power to all progressive voices. It really does feel like a decade happened today. Today was monumental. I don't know why that fight. Well, I mean, I do know why, but the fight just it fueled me more than I thought was possible. So yeah, really love to see that. I hope it continues. Honestly, we should literally all make sure we have popcorn stocked in our cupboards, because that's worthwhile for it. Chris, member for 2 months. Thank you so much. Chris says, Jewish state, is that a Jewish ethnostate or a Jewish theocracy? Either way, as I believe in democracy, and that all men are created equal in freedom of religion. No. Yeah, I mean, it's, if you flip it and you substitute, Judaism for any other religion, and you say they should have this preferred status in society, it starts to sound very very weird, right? So as Matt was saying, like if you say we're a Christian nation, it's just it's icky. So I think that using the term ethno-state more frequently and getting that into the like vernacular so it's more ubiquitous is important, because that's what it is. It's an ethno-state. And, you know, ethno-states are antithetical to democracy. So calling for equal rights is not, you know, an either or, but it's a yes and. Yes, it's a Jewish state and other people are welcome as well, as they should be in every single fucking country in the world. It's weird. It's crazy that that's controversial. Bay Photo says, Q Democrats reviving Elon Musk's reputation in 3, 2, 1. I'm sorry, but I don't trust that party to not do the most loser thing possible. Well, hey, I don't know if you posted this before or after we talked about Matt Iglesias, but he put that out there into the universe. So we'll see if they pick up what he put down. Odds are a couple of them are gonna bite. I guess Marie Guzman Camp, or whatever the fuck her name is, the lady with like 3 names, she's gonna bite first. Rachel says, I feel bad for Stephen Miller's kid. She's in hell. Did his kid, like, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Is his kid, like, in a predicament where she's, like, not in a good place? Or is she, like, literally, she died and you said she went to hell? I'm not 100% sure. I didn't even know that he had a kid. Tim Cox, thank you for being a member for 2 months. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Buck's Basement says, get prayers up for JD Vance. His dads are going through a very bad divorce, I think you were trying to say, during Pride Month. Yeah. It's hard to watch if you are JD Vance, I'd imagine. Mike, thanks, Looney Tunes. By the way, Mike, how are you and Rebecca feeling now that you, Rebecca, and Leftist Mafia will be part of the lineup for This Space TV, LA letter hack related project? I'm excited. Yeah, I haven't really talked about this, but letter hack is launching a channel called This Space TV, and it is basically 24/7 broadcasting of leftist content. There'll be Leftist Mafia on there. There's Rebecca's show on there. There's Humanist Report on there. And it's just a bunch of other people. It's just streaming nonstop. So, you know, if you have a family member that watches CNN and they just always have it on in the background, maybe you can, like, put this on in front of them and get them to listen to that instead of CNN or something like that. I think it's a really clever idea. So shout out to Matt at the Letter Hack. You know, he is brilliant and talented, and yeah, good on him for doing this. Very, very cool project. Rachel says, no Liz Cheney in the tent. She can sleep outside. Yes. 1000%, Rachel. Next one here is from Tiger. Y'all seen sloppy Steve Bannon wants Elon deported? Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, I think that the left said it first, though, so we should get credit and not him. Michael Cuomo. Hey, Michael. Vance would be the youngest president of all time. Oh, God. No, he does not need to make history. That'd be terrible. Chris says,
I mean, he's already the first. He's already the first millennial VP, but no one really cares about the VP stuff.
Yeah, it's not very like. It's not very. It doesn't do anything, right? Like.
Yeah.
Chris says, to me, JD Vance would never be able to curry the support of the MAGA base. Trump is charismatic to these people. Vance isn't. Yeah, I think that's true. If you look at any leaders that have really huge, like, followings, the second is always bad. Like, you know, the sequel's never as good as the original. And I think that that's probably going to be true for Trump, including for his sons. I don't know, because Americans are stupid, so maybe we can't be compared to other countries where they had these types of cults of personalities. But typically that's how it goes, you know. You can't recreate the magic. Let's see here. The next one is, I think, Rachel. Yeah, Rachel's next. She says, rock on gold dust. Rock on gold dust, woman. Take your silver spoon. And another from Rachel says, Kirsten Gillibrand, anti-Franken, pro-Cuomo. Yeah, like, what the fuck? I don't know what's going on in the head of Kirsten Gillibrand, but she needs help immediately. Lizzie Bennett with 10. Thank you so much, Lizzie. Very generous. Zoran handled that debate amazingly well. I intend on voting for him as my top choice. It's concerning that we have a nation that is blind, that has blind reverence to an ethno-state. Yeah. Ditto on both of your points. Make sure to everybody else, just reminding you, do not rank Cuomo at all. Really hope Mom Donnie wins. If Mom Donnie wins, like that's fucking huge. Like
It'll be big, yes.
He could be the next leader of the Democratic Party. And they would not like that. But if you kind of just organically emerge as a leader, there's nothing that they can do about it. Well, I mean, as Bernie taught us, there are things they can do, of course. But my point is that like we need leadership. There's a real leadership vacuum, and somebody who's really young and charismatic like that, if he won, it would be really huge. So I'm crossing my fingers.
It would definitely be something. It would be a big deal.
Yeah.
If you remember what happened after AOC won, it would be like that.
Absolutely. Beating an establishment figure like Cuomo. That's huge. And he's a socialist. He's a self-identified socialist. He's a Muslim. Like he's not pro-Israel. I mean, if he got elected, that would be incredible. Game-changing.
I should point out too that after defeating Cuomo, he would have to go on to then defeat Eric Adams, which he would defeat too.
Right.
Adams is probably the easier of the two, but yes.
Yeah. Duke of Bread says capitalist, quote, democracy. No. Socialist democracy? Check. Yes, absolutely. I don't think you can really do democracy under capitalism. You could try, but it's always going to be vulnerable to capital. Angel says, I really hope the Switch 2 comes down in price here in Mexico. Costs around 15,000 pesos, around $780. Jesus Christ. And we didn't start a stupid trade war. That is insane. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I hope it does come down as well. One thing that you could also do is look out for like a year or two. That's when they usually start selling refurbished consoles on Nintendo's website. They have some pretty good deals. Refurbished is always a great option, or used as well. If you can't like stomach that cost, that's it. I always check refurbished. Let's see here. Tiger said, and thank you, Tiger. On the topic of healthcare, I have like 3 teeth that have terrible cavities. One of them needs a crown, and I haven't had the means to fix it for 2 years. They're all incredibly painful. One might fall out. Jesus, I'm really, really sorry about that. Yeah, it's so unfortunate because your teeth is that's like non-negotiable. I don't understand why that's not considered healthcare. Not that that would change things, because healthcare isn't a right in this country. But like, yeah, these things are crucial, and it just it sucks. Yeah, I can only imagine. I just got a crown put in a couple of weeks ago, and it is not. And if you have other cavities too, fillings for those, it adds up. So yeah, I really feel for you. Like I was saying, I had to pay for my like I got braces because of my student loans. So I'm technically still paying off my braces. And also I remember the first time I went to the dentist, I got care credit. And so I kind of like ended up, I paid it off by now, but like, there's interest. So you end up taking on debt to get your teeth fixed, because you can't, your teeth are non-negotiable. Like you can, if you have like an abscess, like you can get very, very sick from that, so yeah. I feel for you, Tiger. Let's see here. Fly says, my partner been waiting 9 months to see Doc in USA. See Doc in USA. I'm not picking up what you're putting down, Fly Chomper. I could be just too tired.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm like extra exhausted.
Oh, doctor. See a doctor. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I didn't catch that either, to be honest with you.
That makes me feel better because I feel like it's so obvious. Now that I realize,
that I see it.
Yeah. That's insane. Yeah, I mean, this idea that like America doesn't have wait times is absolutely insane. We do have wait times, and they're comparable to the rest of the world, if not worse. So like, it's not just going to suddenly get, we're not going to have terrible wait times all of a sudden if we go to a socialized medical system. It's just insane. They'll say anything to stop us from getting healthcare that's owed to us as citizens and just like residents of the United States. Everyone deserves it. Chris asks, is Ariana coming back? Yeah, she's currently on vacation. She will probably be back either next week or the week after. I'm not sure, but she's living her best life, and I'm all for her doing that. Columbia Rican says, this is a follow-up to a super chat I sent to Matt Binder. Both you and Matt were in the latest iDubbbz video about concern trolling. Oh, okay, really good video. I saw that on my feed. I didn't get a chance to watch it. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I wonder if we were...
I am. I didn't know that.
I had no idea. Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
How are we in it? What are we doing it? What is the...
Is it a takedown of us? I don't think we're that important, but... That's cool to know that he maybe watches us. I don't know the context, but I'm a fan of iDubbbz, especially lately. I didn't really watch his older content, Cops, but
depending on the context of how we're in there, I'm a fan or not of
right. Yeah, no kidding, right? Okay, the next one is from Carrie Miller. StreamYard is fucking up again for me. Let me see. Here we go. Okay. Thank you, Carrie. Hey, Mike, I tried to reach out via Blue Sky, but your DMs are disabled. Tagged you in a private post, but is there a platform you prefer I use to reach out? I'm developing a platform to help the left. So my Blue Sky is actually fine. My DM shouldn't be disabled. I have not been on Blue Sky in a couple of weeks, so I'll have to look at my mentions. And I'll try to follow you so you can DM me. I think I have it so we have to be mutuals for you to DM me. Otherwise, I get like spammed with a ton of messages. So I'll just try to remember to check Blue Sky, Carrie, and I'll look out for you. Archangel gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Archangel. Very generous. Autistic Goblin says, and thank you. Nice to see you, Autistic Goblin. Mike, did you see that Lego has a new One Piece collection? Yes, I saw that. I thought about you when I saw that. My favorite fellow AFOL. Well, thank you so much. That means so much to me. Yeah, the Going Merry looks beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous ship. It looks really cool. The Bardier looks fucking insane. It just looks too big. But the Going Merry, I feel like that's one I have to pick up at some point. That one, and it has the 5 minifigures. I wish that we were getting Chopper, but you know, it looks fucking beautiful. I love it. So yeah, you thought right. I saw that, and I was really excited to see that. It's very, very nice looking. Let's see here. Oh god damn it, YouTube is fucking up for me now. It's not the next one. Let's see. Okay, it's not showing up in StreamYard, and now it's gone off YouTube. So there's a super chat from somebody. The final day. It's gone. I can't read it, but they said that they saw me today at the store, and I want to reply to you. Final day. Reach out to me on Twitter. That's really cool that you saw me. Nice to see you too. Message me on Twitter or something. That's awesome. Nice to see you. Damn it. I don't know if the next one is gonna read. The next one is from okay, it's not. God damn it. I'm sorry. Some of these aren't gonna show up. The next one is from Mama J. Can I read hers through YouTube? Okay, I can't put.
What happened? Why isn't it showing up? It's something wrong with StreamYard?
It's fucking up. StreamYard and YouTube are fucking up for me. Mama J's, I can read Mama J's, but I can't put it up on the screen. So Mama J says, love listening to you guys and girly. Thank you so much, Mama J, and thank you for the super chat. This is a $10 super chat, so I'm sorry I can't put it up on the screen. I'm not really sure what is wrong with
Mike,
YouTube
quick, print it out, like physically on your printer, and then hold it up on the screen.
I could take a picture with my phone and then show you the. I'm sorry, guys.
Run out, buy a fax machine. Ask her to fax you the comment.
God, I don't know why that happens. I feel really bad. Okay, let me see. Is Cosmere Dragons gonna show up? That's the next one. Cosmere shows up. Okay. I think we're good. I apologize if yours doesn't show up. Let me know in the chat. And don't send another one. I'll just read it in there. I'm sorry. Okay, Cosmo Dragon says, have you played Hollow Knight? It's a very well-made Metroidvania. Currently replaying it in preparation for hopefully a soon launch of Silksong. You know what? I have been meaning to play that for a very long time. I have not. I've heard that it's a Souls-like as well. I'm not a big fan of Metroidvanias, but some of them I do really like. I loved Ori and the Blind Forest and the sequel to that. I will check this one out at some point, 100%. Let's see here. The next one, is it going to let me bring it up? Yes, here we go. Chris Corcoran, God bless Greta Thunberg. Lindsay G, go to hell. Yeah. We didn't talk about the Gaza flotilla, but like shout out to Greta Thunberg or Thunberg. I think her name is Thunberg. I want to say that's how you pronounce it. For really putting her life on the line with other individuals. There's a doctor, there's multiple journalists, there's the actor from Game of Thrones, forgive me for forgetting his name. They're trying to break the Gaza blockade, and they're risking their lives to do it. There was a drone that was buzzing above their heads. For those who don't know, like this is actually serious. Israel sunk the last flotilla. Or I don't know if they sunk it, but they struck it and they had to abandon the mission. Thankfully, nobody was injured. But like this is actually like it could cost them their lives. So I really, really hope that they're safe. I don't trust Israel at all. But you know, shout out to her because Greta Thunberg is somebody who is like she's the real deal. She is actually willing to put her life on the line for what she believes in. She is just a true hero, and like my respect for her is like profound, like genuinely like one of the best people ever. Love her.
All right. I mean, she could have easily gone the route a lot of these famous activists go and made a lot of money doing the safe, you know, corporate speeches.
Could have made a nonprofit.
Yeah, all that stuff. But no, she's the real deal. She's legit. She's impressive for sure. If the kids are like her, the kids are gonna be all right.
Absolutely. I mean, what a model human being, just in general. Just like as cynical as I am about humanity, like seeing people like her just really like live what she believes is so inspiring. I mean, she brave as fuck. Love her. I can't say enough great things about her. Okay, let's see here. Rachel says, remember the 2021 Buffalo mayoral election? That's true. Yeah, for those who don't remember, India Walton defeated Byron Brown in a Democratic primary. He refused to concede, launched an independent campaign, took money from Republicans, and ended up beating her as an independent. Like, that's what happens when the left wins a primary.
I mean, it could happen this time. If
very well could, yeah.
Zoran Mamdani wins, Cuomo could easily. But on the flip side, I also think that if he, worst case scenario, if he doesn't win in the primary, he should run on the Working Families Party line in the general. They've already endorsed him, and they're not going to endorse Cuomo.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And he is gonna. Cuomo and Eric Adams are going to split their vote that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh, that's such a good idea.
They speak to the same constituency, and the vote will split. And Mamdani could possibly pull it off if he. Obviously, the best case scenario is he wins the primary election, because then even if Cuomo does run, Cuomo will be on the third party line, and Mamdani will be the Democrat running, and that obviously will help. But you know, I think he should go the whole way.
Yeah, I like that idea. I hope he does. If he doesn't win. Sorry, Dougie's saying hi. Let's see here. Next one here. Oh shit. Please tell me it didn't do what it did again. This is from Che Lee. God damn it. Okay, now I can't see it on YouTube. Oh, it is on. Okay, it is on StreamYard. They're both fucking up at the same time. Like, okay, but it's working. Okay. Che Lee, thank you, Che Lee. I'm 35 and currently getting dentures. Yay, America. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, and that's what worries me about like the lack of fluoride, right? Because if you end up getting if you don't have access to dental care and you don't have something as simple as fluoride, you could get gingivitis that could lead to periodontal disease. That's what I have. I have periodontal disease. So, at some point, it could get bad if I don't continuously get treatment. So it sucks, and we don't have fluoride in Portland's water. So maybe that's part of it, right? But something like that, you have to constantly get cleanings to make sure that there's no receding of the bones. It's just so fucked up. These things are so preventable, but we choose not to because we are a shitty country. So yeah, I feel for you, Chaley. My friend has dentures, and he got them when he was like 24, I want to say. Which part of it, to be fair, it was part like horrible genes, but also not having enough money to go to the dentist regularly, and yeah, it sucks. Okay, I think I have two more, assuming that I'm not missing them. Joshua Keller says, it was just y'all talking normal shit, but younger Matt had a haircut that didn't look as good as his current one. Okay, so this is the iDubbbz video, I think. So we were talking normal shit. Okay. Interesting. I'm curious. I'll have to check it out. Okay, last but not least for me, we have one from Columbia Rican. Used your video clips talking about concerned trolling. Don't worry, he just used your videos as examples. He was dunking on right-wingers. You guys are in the clear. Oh, very cool. Okay. Nice. Big fan of iDubbbz then now.
I had a feeling it'd be really, I had a feeling it was fine, but it would be really funny if it was like, actually, hate to tell you this, but he just ruined your career. He did a whole expose on you.
Straight up expose, yeah. No, I like iDubbbz as of late. I never really watched him during the Content Cop days. I've seen Content Cops, but I think that his he made a mea culpa about his old videos, and I thought that it was very, very it was like mature. And then he talked to Ole about it. It was great. I have a lot of respect for people who can admit that they were like wrong about things. So yeah, I like iDubbbz. So yeah, I'll check out the video. I was planning to watch it because I saw the video in my feed. But now I'm certainly curious now that I'm in it. Assuming that the super chat. Oh no. Okay, I did get more. I was gonna say that's it. But okay, I see one, but not the other. Okay. So no. Okay, they're both showing up. Okay, good. Jesus, sorry. Okay, Rachel says, how does Portland not have fluoridated tap water? Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. When I was a kid, though, we would get fluoride tablets in school. But yeah, Portland doesn't have fluoridated water. It's very strange. I don't know why. And then JD Creeper says, bottled water companies, special fluoride water. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not a case study, but like the fact that I have periodontal disease, that very well could be from that could have been something that's solved with fluoridated water easily, especially because I never went to the dentist as a kid. So I mean, correlation doesn't equal causation, but I mean, I think my chances would have been better if we had fluoridated water, because I mean, even though we got the fluoride tablets, it wasn't necessarily consistent. And at some point, I think like after third grade, I don't remember getting the fluoride tablets. I cannot remember though, so I could be wrong. Maybe others in Portland can fill me in if they went to school in the 90s and 2000s. But I think we got it from like kindergarten through I want to say like third or fourth grade, and then I don't remember getting them. But that's all that I have, Matt. The rest are for you.
All right, cool. Let's do this. Ridlor Resvi emailed you a new version of the song this weekend with an intro. It's a rough mix. If you liked it, I will mix and master it. Oh my God, I forgot again. Holy shit, I am so sorry. Next episode of Leftist Mafia, I will have the song ready to go for everyone to hear at the very beginning of the show. Somebody remind me on Thursday before the show starts, please. Oh my God.
I'll try to remember.
S. Cowlchuck with a super chat. He's never early. He's always late. First thing you learn is that you've always got to wait. I'm waiting for Matt. What? Andrew S. member for 22 months super chat. Nice day being online. It was very fun. Bay Photo with a super chat. I guess Trump watches Majority Report because he took your advice about getting rid of Elon's carbon credits. Good work, Matt. Wait, what? He said something about that?
What? Matt, did you just influence U.S. policy?
Did he really say that? Did someone send me the someone send me that if that's true. Columbia Rican, New York, NY with a super chat. Hey Matt, I saw you featured on the new. Okay, this was what you already. I'll read it though because I guess you paid us both. I saw you featured on the new iDubbbz video about right-wing concern trolling. They had a clip of you when you were younger. It was a great video. Oh, Old Man House Phone. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that at youtube.com/MattBinder. Ava Reza with a super chat. Can you send me the link? I made the music for MR and ESVN. Heart Ava. What link? What music did you make for MR and ESVN, Ava? I didn't know that. Tokyo Hans with 2 back-to-back super chats. Millennials, the true greatest generation, and Vance is Sofa King Weird. Oh, yes. Regex with a $10 super chat. As your second favorite Gen Xer, I think it would be the height of comedy if no Gen Xer ever became POTUS, while JD Vance became the first millennial POTUS. I don't think that'd be the height of comedy.
Yeah, I don't want that representation for us.
Looney Tunes 9000. Just a heads up, friends. I'll be live tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Central.
Nice.
Let people know in the Majority Report live chat tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tokyo Hans, another 2 back-to-back super chats. U.S. medical system, you got to pay an arm and a leg to save an eye. Right. And wow, it's June. Can't believe we are already just about a half a year in. Watches Leftist Mafia and remembers Trump. Oh God, we are only half a year in. Yes, that's very true.
Yeah, right.
MK with the super chat. This not much, but it's all the money I got in the world. Oh, thank you, MK. Trust me, $2 means the world to me too. I really appreciate it. Zuko Lord with a super chat. Do you think anything good can come out of this Elon Trump feud? Just seems like a distraction. Entertaining for sure. Well, I hope Trump actually goes through with what he said he would do. Tokyo Hans with another super chat. Going to Pride at Yoyogi Park in Tokyo this weekend. Please make sure to come out, everyone. If you're in Tokyo, obviously. If you have the resources to fly there just to go, but by all means, please. But I think he's talking about if you're there. And Tokyo Hans gifted me 5 memberships, gift memberships. Thank you so much, Tokyo Hans.
Tokyo Hans making it rain on Matt today.
Yeah. Ice me out like Elsa. People are giving Elon credit for opposing the bill when he just wants even more Medicare cuts to offset the tax cuts. The bill isn't cruel enough for him. Right, yeah, I think people should know that. Elon's not against the bill for good reasons. Chase Moyer with a super chat. Just to add to the Game of Thrones actor thing, the character he plays is known for running a blockade to feed starving people. That's a great point.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Right. Zoe with a membership super chat, member for 1 month. We're getting your stream demonetized if we're on screen. Sorry about that. What do you mean we're getting your stream demonetized if we're on screen?
Probably I think they're referring to the chat because we put the chat up on the screen, so they're getting spicy.
Oh. And Bay Photo with the super chat. I mixed it up. He said to get rid of his subsidies and contracts in a threatening truth. Right. That's not the. I mean, it can be considered one, but he didn't specifically mention, unfortunately. Ugh. And over on Twitch, let's see. We got Lux Progressive, thank you for the raid earlier. Really appreciate it. Gritty Baby gave out 2 community gift subs. Thank you so much. Mumbles459 resubscribed for 9 months at tier 1. Subscriber for 11 months. Thank you, Mumbles. Django Fett resubscribed with Prime. Subscriber for 6 months. Doot, says Django Fett. Thank you. And Mary Jane Lane gave out 5 community gift subs. Thank you so much, Mary Jane Lane. And that's the show. Who are we rating on Twitch?
Yeah. Well, real quick, there's one more super chat. I don't know who this is for. It could very well be mine, but it's not showing up on YouTube, and YouTube keeps messing up. But just in case this is like David's or somebody else's and I didn't read it, Jackson says, do you think Elon gave that dirt to WikiLeaks? I don't think so.
No, yeah, I don't think he did.
Yeah. Okay, so for Twitch, let's see who's live.
Amy C3 is on. Actual
Let's do
Jake
that.
is on. Who?
We haven't rated Amy in a while. I feel like we should rate her.
Yeah. Sounds good. Let's do it. You there?
Yes.
Let's press the start raid button so it fills up. All right,
I'm all set when
everyone.
you are.
Thank you. Thank you so much, as always. Really appreciate all the support. I should see you all next week, but maybe not. It's the day before my the due date of my third child. So we'll see. Maybe I'll be
close.
here, maybe I won't. Who knows? We'll find out. I'll keep you all
Very
updated.
cool.
Maybe I'll
Yeah.
stream from the hospital room.
All right, everybody, you take care.
All right, hitting that raid button. Peace.
Same.